SportsHub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins will play their final game of the regular season tonight at home against New Jersey. Top draft pick James Higgins is expected to play in this one, along with some of the regulars. And Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. A win in this game would clinch the Eastern Conference's top wild card. Any kind of loss, and the Bruins will have to wait and see what Ottawa does with Toronto tomorrow night. Patriots de facto GM Elliott Wolf met the media yesterday in advance of the NFL draft. The biggest question surrounding the team has to do, of course, with Mike Vrabel after his much-publicized photos with Diana Rossini. Wolf would only say he's seen a lot of his head coach recently.
Very involved. I mean, business as usual. He's been in there. I would say he's been in there with us probably this round of meetings probably a little bit more than he was last year, just because I know, there's the coaching staff. He's probably more comfortable. This is me putting words in his mouth. Probably more comfortable just where things stand from that standpoint.
Wolf added, among other things, there's nothing new on the Christian Gonzalez contract extension front, and that Morgan Moses is expected back this summer and will not retire. Red Sox lost in Minnesota last night 13-6 in the opener of a 3-game series. Garrett Crochet had the worst start of his major league career. He allowed 11 runs in an inning and 2/3. The two teams will play again tonight. The NBA playoffs begin tonight with Miami going to Charlotte. And then the late game has Portland at Phoenix, with the winner getting San Antonio in round one of the playoffs beginning on Sunday. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured, not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Deep three, violent two-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
You might hate me, but you're listening.
and Hardy
Don't bother me. I'm at the Pickle Palace.
on 98.5.
I know what I'm capable of.
He said something about peanut butter, right?
Yeah. Boning, baby. Make America nut again.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Let's talk about cheese.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I was at dinner with my wife and a friend.
Kitty, kitty, pussy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Flap, flap, flap.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Toucher and Hardy
Good luck trying to put your finger in it when there's a million holes.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
One hole in it or two holes in it.
You know you're downwind of the Eastport docks where they're burning their sons for the equinox.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tires Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 Sports Hub on YouTube. You can download the podcast if you want to hear the entire show anywhere you download podcasts. Or you could just listen to the entire show like a good human being. I don't know what's wrong with you. A big show on the way today. Fluto Shinzawa, Christopher Price, more music from our friend Al Cole. I got a text from Adam yesterday. He said, don't look at who got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And don't listen to Eddie Trunk. These are two impossible things.
We can turn it into a segment on Thursday or Friday if you're able to, exert a little bit of self-control.
Oh, I don't know if I can't listen to Eddie. I mean, it's a big day today. I mean, it's
Does your radio contain any other presets other than, what is it, Faction? What is he on?
Is it called Faction?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
I've never listened to him. I don't know what channel it's on. I don't even know how to get there.
What did you expect?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a busman's holiday for me to be listening to other, satellite hosts. Come
Well,
on.
you work there, so you would
Yeah.
think that you would. Are you jealous of him? Is it because he gets too much attention?
Yeah.
That he does Hair Nation and whatever the channel that he's on is on?
Yeah.
It used to be the Opie and Anthony channel. It's the one with Ron Bennington, the Bennington Show. But he's on from 3 to 5 every day, stealing your audience.
Oh.
Faction Talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I knew the name of the channel more than you did.
Yeah, I don't care about the name of the channel. I care about the man on it.
Anyway.
And if I take it Iron Maiden got in. And if Iron Maiden got in, he's going to be taking a lot of credit for getting that singer that was on those 2 albums back on. On the ballot.
Right. I forgot about that guy.
And he took a picture with Steve Harris on his rock cruise yesterday. And so, I mean, a little thing to celebrate with Steve Harris last night from Iron Maiden. Main songwriter, leader of Iron Maiden, bassist Steve Harris. Eddie did a sit down with him last night on the boat. Don't worry about it. It was a way to kick things off, he said. Yeah. What a way to kick things off.
I'm on a text chain right now with somebody that has a vote in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah?
That would be one Matt Pinfield.
Oh, my agent represents Matt Pinfield.
Uh-huh. So there's a lot of, back and forth on that thing right now about, who he should vote for and, other
who he votes for.
Injustices. Oh, that Matt's far too professional to be leaking that information
Blaze
out or
Bailey
talking about it.
Is omitted.
And
He
gossiping
really won't
about
tell you who he voted for?
I don't.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Why is that like in a vault somewhere? I don't understand that.
So are you on any big group texts?
I am on some. I hate them.
Yeah, how many do you when you pick up your phone you see you have 38 unread text messages and you're like, "Oh boy." And I fall for it every time. I'm like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
And I look and it's like one from one of my kids. Can you pick me up? And then 37 from one of these text chains.
Well, the
I
thing
don't
is,
sit there and read all of them.
I know there's a way to turn it off, but I don't kind of want to because you'd have to go to the individual text change. But I'll be walking the dog and listening to something, and then it will just keep boom, boom,
so
boom, and it's like shenanigans. It's like either two people having a conversation inside of a larger text, or it's like joking that's invariably 99% of the time not funny.
Yeah.
It's one joke, and then 5 or 6 different people have to give their spin on it.
So that is the biggest, either driving or when you're walking the dog and you're constantly interrupted with the texting. So I think it was my son who showed me how to do it. You don't remove yourself from the conversation. You just silence notifications from that thread.
For that thread. So you have to, but that process is, yes, you have to.
It's very easy.
I know it is, but it's something that has to be done manually, which is, I'm not on any text chains that go on every day. So, they're usually these spastic fits, and I don't know, I would have to stop what I was doing, go to the text chain and manually mute it, which just seems as bad as anything else.
Well, it's for the same reason as I didn't do it. My son did it for me. He's like, here, give me your phone.
Right.
There,
well, I'm not in anything like that where it's people all over the country talking to each other. I'm friends with one person from high school. I don't talk to, I see people from college occasionally, but there's no one I talk to from college regularly at all. I talk to a couple people from Atlanta, but I've been here for 20 years. And I've never been on a vacation where I met a group of people. Like you were on that boat. And
Ship. Thank you.
You were on that too.
The Celebrity Constellation. Go ahead.
When you were on the Celebrity Constellation.
Yeah, 90s cruise. Go ahead.
And you and the other hotshots were, preparing for your next interview with Eve 6.
Eve 6 was not on this year's cruise.
They couldn't get him?
I think they were on last year.
Yeah. Did you hear about Eve 6? They're doing a show, a concert with Fastball, and they're each just doing their hits.
Yeah.
How long is that Fastball concert?
Well, how long is the Eve 6 concert?
I was just going to say, the whole thing's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. What are the other 2 hits from Eve 6? Not U12.
I don't know.
Anyone else?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. But they said 3 songs each. Because the road is fastball, and then
The way.
The way.
The way.
The way.
There's Fire Escape.
No.
Yes.
Not a hit.
Well, I think that'll be the song they play, and then they did a slow song called "Out of My Mind," "Out of My Head," "Out of My Mind."
Which band is this?
Fastball.
Okay, and then Eve 6 had "You Can Choke in the Rhine," but I don't know if we ever played another Eve 6. Well, Eve 6 came out before I was on the radio. On the radio.
What's the name of that Eve 6 song?
There's
I don't know.
Oh, hold on a second. We got to come up with that because we both played it.
Choke in the Rhine with the laughter.
Cardi, you know it.
Can find faith in nothing harder than blended when rendezvous and I'm through with you.
What the hell's the name of the song?
You know this 12?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Play it on Rock 92.9.
Okay.
Every 18 hours.
Where can we find that?
AM radio. You can find it on the AM.
Okay.
For the time being.
And 106.7 FM. If
The
you're
hell's
like
the
near
name of the
Watertown.
song?
It's called Inside Out.
Oh, yeah.
And then they had, do you remember the two other hits, Hardy?
There aren't two other hits.
There are. They
No,
had,
there
they
aren't.
had a ballad called Here's to the Night. That was a hit.
That's not
and then
a
they
hit.
had a song called Open Road Song, which
No.
was not as big of a hit as
That's because it wasn't a hit at all.
as
I don't-
Inside Out, but those
not-
were hits.
No, they were not.
Oh, no, they were not, Adam. They were decidedly not hits. Those were absolutely not. They were. I would contend that if either of the two that you just mentioned got airplay,
Yeah.
we're talking about a week or two out of, just to see if they can have a follow-up.
I thought the same, but then I did some research a couple of years ago because I was getting ready to chat with Max from U6, and that Here's
Very
to the Night
important
was
to dig in,
a much bigger hit than I remembered it being because it crossed over to some AC stations.
Yeah, again, very loose definition of hit. Inside Out was a hit.
Yes.
That's a hit.
That might have even been number one on the alternative chart
Whoa.
for like a week.
Holy moly. Well, all I know is that became a gold record. Like, that became something that you played on alternative radio when I got into it.
I have this, and I have 100 of them, but just like a minor thing that I said or did back in the day that I still think it's like, God, I wish if I had a time machine, I would go back and not say that or not do that. And this was really minor, but it was when I was in Las Vegas and we didn't play Eve 6 Inside Out. It was too poppy.
Sure.
All right, so
Because you're on extreme radio.
extreme
in Vegas. It's
radio.
Not extreme.
And now we were playing Fuel, and we were playing
they're
all
extreme.
kinds of other things that don't make sense now. I mean, the Sublime songs we were playing crossed over to 3 other radio stations, but for whatever reason, the music director and the program director didn't want to play Eve 6, and as a means to like try and broker some kind of a goodwill. Or they were playing at the Hard Rock one night, and the record rep said, "Come meet the guys and like hang out with them a little bit." And I remember meeting the lead singer, Tall Drink of Water, the redheaded guy, right?
Max, yeah.
Max. And I said to him, God, it's no big deal now. But at the time, I really felt bad about this. I introduced myself. I'm like, Hardy, I work at Extreme Radio, and he's like, oh, and he kind of knew the deal that we weren't playing it. And this was back when it was a big deal to get, a station like ours to play your song. Like at 99X, that was a huge deal whether or not 99X was playing your song or not. And I said to him, but I'm the guy at the radio station who likes your band. I'm the one who likes your song. Which was a backhanded compliment of saying like everyone else hates you. And he was like, oh, great. It's not a big deal, but I still feel bad about it. Adam 12, reach out to Max and apologize.
I will
for
do
me.
that. Just
Would
for
you please?
Yes.
Thank
You'll
you.
appreciate it.
Well, I think about that all the time is that I'll be like listening or reading like a music book, and then they'll reference an artist, and I'll go, I interviewed that artist, and then I'll think of like how I just tooled on them the entire time, and then in reality they had all these interesting things that had happened in their life, and I just spent all the time making fun of them.
Yeah.
And then I think, what a like wasted opportunity that I could have actually gotten something out of someone.
Now, do you look at it as a wasted opportunity, or do you feel guilt and shame for acting like a jerk?
Wasted opportunity.
Okay, so I feel guilt and shame.
Well, that wasn't on the air. At least I was being rewarded for my behavior. Like I was getting more and more money based on
Yeah.
how poorly I treated these artists. So at least there was an incentive there. Well,
I had that one with Stephen Perkins, the drummer.
Yeah,
from,
we talked about
yeah,
that.
that one I look at it as both not so much guilt and shame. It's like that's a wasted opportunity, man. I could have had a great conversation with him and everyone else who was there that day, but I screwed it.
Well, I think about this all the time because it's a band I like a lot. Is Alkaline Trio? So they had a song. I saw Alkaline Trio open up for Johnny Sacco and MU330.
Wow.
I saw them play a club in Atlanta, which is a very loosely termed. They sold beer out of a refrigerator. It was like an apartment, basically.
Sounds like my kind of joint.
Shut up. Why is your mic on, you idiot? And so
you should feel guilt and shame about that. Maybe not today.
I was
like
going to
5
say
years from now.
I wouldn't bet on that.
Like you just
No.
throw in like that's my kind of place.
Now you took the opportunity, so you don't need to feel bad about that. But
Yeah, I don't feel bad about anything about that. And so that's my kind of place. Is it? And so anyway, so there's a point to me telling you this. It has nothing to do with me being cool. And so I saw them, and it was one of the few bands I ever saw where I knew nothing. And I was like, well, these guys are incredible. I was like, these guys are incredible. And I like bought the record at the show. I don't know if I've ever done that. That's the only time maybe ever I've done that. And fast forward, like, I don't know, 6 years, and they're up in studio. And I'm like, I saw you guys at the 513 Club open up for Johnny Sacco and MU330. And their eyes lit up, and they're like, wow, that's amazing. Come to the show tonight. But I was doing nights. Obviously, I was interviewing Alkaline Trio. I was doing nights. So after the show, I go to this club that they're playing, and I go backstage, and the singer is standing in a towel. He is the only person in the history of the world to shower at the Masquerade. And I go, hey. And he goes, hey. And I go, hi, I'm the guy that was from the radio. He goes, yeah. And I go, okay. And he goes, yeah, would you mind leaving and coming back? I'm in a towel. And I just left and left. I just left.
Okay, but why would you feel it's awkward?
Because I just stood there like an idiot.
Oh.
Like I should have, like I just didn't know what to do. And I was sober too because I had just gotten off the air. Like it wasn't like, oh, and I think about this too. I'm a huge Descendants fan. Now I've been able to make up for this a little bit, but I think about this all the time too, is I saw this band All that was Descendants without their lead singer, and they were playing a club with like legitimately like 20 people in it. And this is not because it was early in their careers, because no one wanted to see them. And the guitar player, Stephen Egerton, came out afterwards, and I was hammered. And I went into their dressing room. I made fun of the singer. I just was so hammered and just yammering on to Stephen Egerton, but he was like too nice to tell me to shut up. And I just think about it all the time of like, wow, what an idiot. Like, what a fool. Like, I was like trying to sound like important. Like, I'm on the radio. And I'm just like, oh, what the hell's wrong with you, Fred? Couldn't have kept it together to just, have a normal conversation. And then I try to make myself feel better and go, that probably happens a lot. But I don't know how many people just walk into their dressing room and start insulting people in the dressing room, even though they're like a fan of the band.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the hell the deal with that was.
But if you count up all the times you'd like made a misstep in when dealing with an artist or a band, and compare that to the number of times you were treated poorly by a band or a manager or something like that, like, I know I come out on top in that one. Like, there are far more times I got treated like the piece of crap, and hopefully they feel guilt and shame.
Well, it's not like I just decided to be a dick in most of these interviews. Like most of these interviews,
something happened on that side that like got your feathers ruffled.
Well, the thing is I wasn't going to take crap from some garbage alternative rock band. I wasn't going to, like, I didn't have much respect for any of them. And so there were people I took crap from because I respected them. But I didn't like 99% of those bands. And when they fronted like they were these big rock stars, I thought it was ludicrous. Mm-hmm. Like, and none of them were. And that's the thing. Yeah. It's like none of them were. Like, like they were. And then you become jaded. Yeah. And then you go into interviews assuming that people are going to be dicks. But then things happen like the guy from Papa Roach is like the greatest guy.
Oh, Jacoby Shaddix.
And so like Papa Roach are a terrible band, but like he was great. So
Awesome, dude.
Pharrell from NERD, who's guy in NERD was like trying to hit on my girlfriend like an insane amount. But Pharrell was awesome. Like, you know, Dave Grohl, everyone, that's why the Foo Fighters, half the reason they're so famous is he's such a good guy. Like, if you have a tiny bit of charisma and like you smile, that's really all it takes. Like, no one's going to be a dick to you. It's almost impossible because you'll come off terrible. I mean, it's just a bad interview. Like, if you're being snide, you've seen interviews like this. If you're being snide and the guy's being earnest and nice, you're the enemy.
Right.
So, like, I had the wherewithal not to do that. Like, I wasn't, like, talking to people, and there was... Now, on BCN, we would have Adolfo do interviews where I look back, and I'm like, Adolfo interviewed Ozzy. And, like, I look back, and I'm like, I could have gone and interviewed Ozzy, like, face-to-face Ozzy. But we sent Adolfo, which was mildly funny, but, like, wouldn't an interview with Ozzy be, like, 1,000... And now I've interviewed Ozzy on the phone, but this was in person. Wouldn't have an in-person interview with Ozzy just for my own life story been 1,000 times more valuable than dicking around and sending Adolfo out there?
Yes. I think you had Adolfo interview Scott Weiland when he called him once,
that's
too.
fine. That's okay.
No,
with me.
that one wasn't okay with me.
Yeah,
It didn't sit well with me.
Well, I apologize. I don't really care about Scott Weiland. And, he was such a good guy, too.
He wasn't bad. I did a long interview with him when he came around and he did whatever Christmas show BCN was doing. It was probably one of the last like events BCN did.
It was, yeah.
We had a great interview and we had one of those conversations that like went on for a really long time. It was really good, but you wouldn't know that, Fred, because you're a big...
Well, I saw him play the Ernie Bach party right before he died. He was in good shape.
Nick said he was the one who interviewed Scott Weiland, not Adolfo.
Oh, well.
Oh, even worse.
So but the best is when they're notoriously like have dry, scathing wit, and you're able to win them over. That is because you can out dry and scathe them, and then there's that duel, and then there's a moment of you see each other and that you're on the same page, and a friendship blossoms, such as Josh Homme and me.
My last war story, and it's a quick one. I had that happen with Noel Gallagher, and I was terrified. It was just a phone interview, but notoriously like Maynard James Keenan level of uncooperative, the Gallagher brothers. And I started off the interview by saying like, Noel, not going to lie, I'm a little nervous about this. You're notoriously a tough interview.
Right.
And he's like, well, whatever, let's get cracking. This will be the best interview you've done all month.
Perfect.
And I said to him, well, thank God it's almost the end of the month. And he legitimately laughed at that, and I won him over right away.
Nice.
And that was great after that. So, yes. Didn't happen all that often, Fred, but I know what you're talking about.
And I think this is a decidedly Generation X thing where you were out drying and out nihilistically behaving towards it's two people just having a standoff to who could be the most dry and uncaring, which is why there will never be a Generation X president.
Battle of who could care less.
Yes, and there is something to be said about the beauty of a generation that will never hold the office of presidency. It will go from boomers to millennials because they're both two.
Yeah, I don't care.
They're both two hysterical generations that have done nothing but bad. So
is JD Vance Gen X?
No, I think. Oh yeah,
is he young enough?
No. He's younger than me. He's younger than us. Yeah. I think he's like 45.
No, he was born in 1984, so he's a millennial.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought 85 was the cutoff. That's not the cutoff.
No, it's like 81.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Well, there you have it. Yeah. So JD Vance wins the presidency, which seems highly likely, given you could just go back to every interview he did before this administration and say, well, what are you doing a bunch of stuff you said you wouldn't do. I'm talking about him specifically. He's a very isolationist, anti-war guy. And here he is, unable to negotiate I don't think that's going to hold him well in a Republican
He changed
primary.
his mind.
No, I don't think he did. And he also has a book coming out about Catholicism.
Yeah.
And it's literally like being printed.
Yeah.
And there's a showdown between his boss and the Pope, and his boss put a photo up as him as an AI Jesus.
He took it down.
I just don't know if that's going to reflect well with Vance's base. I'm talking about a primary. I'm not talking about a general election. I'm talking about the Republican primary when the party is. There's going to be a lot of. I don't know how he's going to. No, he's a betting favorite, but I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out. It will be interesting to see.
Well, he's not going to cry about it like you are, Snowflake. Lib.
All I'm saying is that he's an isolationist. He's in an interesting position right now. That's his whole bread and butter, and he's apparently been very against this war and been trying to convince Trump. He's the guy in the cabinet that has been the most anti this war, but he now he has the job that he has to do. He has to do what's necessary. He can't just quit, but it might be hard to get through that in a primary debate setting. That's all.
Okay,
but that's my big political take.
I know. Would you shush? Do you know how many runs we have to recap from last night?
Really?
It's just good to see that it can happen to anybody. It's just good to see it can happen to anybody. It's a couple balls trickle here and there, and then you're in it.
Yeah.
All right, you need good defense behind you. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
respect of the game that I'm showing there. All right, we are Toucher and Hardy. Very quickly before we get to what happened last night, I want to thank Nate. Nate, I've done some research into your call, but to quickly,
just let you know, real fast. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah. So I thought of you guys immediately when I saw this. So do with that what you will. But Jamarcus Russell of not watching game tape fame from, I think, 2007, who was drafted by the Raiders, considered one of the biggest busts in history. On a podcast yesterday said about being called the biggest bust, I'm mad as F. I'm going to show you a bust, period. I'm a bust in your mouth.
Right.
As his response to that, which, I thought of you guys immediately. I thought you guys would appreciate that.
Well, Nate, I do appreciate it, and we are getting that audio now based on your phone call, and we were going to discuss it at 9 o'clock. Thank you, Nate. You have helped the show enormously.
Anytime.
I'm not kidding. We are going to do it at 9 o'clock. And the thing is that if you don't know what he's talking about, he does not refute this, and it is true. The Raiders gave him blank game tape. And then they gave it to him, and then they asked him what he thought of the tape, and he went on and on and on about the tape, and they knew, so they could prove to themselves that he actually wasn't watching it. He couldn't even be bothered to see if there was anything on the tape. That's a whole other level of laziness. I mean, you would think you would just put the tape in and just look at it for a second and just not pay attention.
He was asked about it a couple of years ago, and he didn't deny it. He said, "Yeah, that happened," but he blamed the Raiders, saying, "Why would you play an effing game with my life? Why would you F me over and F with me like that?"
Because you have a job, and they were looking to see if you were working at it.
Yeah, it was a little sneaky, but hard to blame them for trying to figure out if you're actually doing your homework.
Well, also, I don't think it happened in a vacuum. I highly doubt, the first time they ever gave the kid tapes, they decided to play a prank on him. I have a feeling that he just had no idea what was going on for such a length of time that they needed to see for themselves what was going on. Which, again, he got drafted in 2007. These aren't VHS tapes, and even if they were, whatever. I mean, this is something that could be viewed on a computer. You would think that you would just put it on, and then your mind wanders or you start doing something else, but at least you put it in. I don't know. That's a tremendous lack of any kind of willpower. Because I think if even on my laziest day, I would have put it in the computer. I probably wouldn't have watched it or studied it, but at least I would have gone through the effort of unsheathing it and putting it in the computer.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that you would not do just the tiniest bit of effort, especially if it sounds like they made it sound like, in order for this to be a real gotcha moment, they just didn't say, "Hey, here's some stuff, look at it." It's these are critical blitz packages.
Right.
You need to look at these. You need to familiarize yourself with it. You have to watch this tape.
All right. What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, the local 9, took the field in a tornado-threatened Minnesota last night.
That's right. They're at Target Field, where Garrett Crochet was on the mound for the visiting Red Sox, and things started getting away from them early. First inning. 12.
Ground ball up the middle. Story diving for that. On the glove it rolls. One run is in. Here comes the second runner to score. That was a bizarre play as it squirted away from Story and lost his glove. And it is 4-0 Minnesota. What an ugly start.
Why is that a bizarre thing? Why is that strange? I mean, you've watched Trevor Story now for a while. This is a prerequisite. At least 2 or 3 times a week this happens to him.
His glove and his shoes flew off, and he lost his glasses.
It's an overthrow. He skips one. It squirts out of his glove. He's not a good shortstop. No. He's just not. So that's not bizarre at all, Dave O'Brien. You've become accustomed to this.
And it's bad defense. There's a wild pitch which should have been a pass ball. It's just the major leaguers, I don't know if you know this, they're good hitters. And
give them 4 or 5 outs in an inning, they're bound to capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, and then this is the first inning. The first inning, it's not like he's getting pounded all over the park. Like, these are little seeing eye nonsense and things. And maybe if you had like an elite defense, which you are supposed to have a decent defense, you would have been able to. I thought the whole idea was winning games like 3-2.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, it's Crochet was off, his velocity was down, even though I don't know how that would mean that you would give up 11 runs.
Well, it's not that he gave up 11 runs, the velocity down. Obviously, if you're a Red Sox fan, tends you to worry, is he hurt or not?
They're saying he's not hurt, but yeah, and believe me, they wouldn't have kept him in if he was hurt. They would have come out.
But it was really eye-opening to watch that happen to him. All that time last year, he was dominant. He was dominant for about 5 months last year. And then he goes to Minnesota, decent team, not a great team, and gets hit around really well last night, regardless of the defense.
The first inning is, he struggles, but it shouldn't have gotten that out of hand. And then by then, I mean, how many pitches did he throw in the first inning? I mean, by then...
Yeah. He had 55 pitches over an inning and 2/3.
Okay, so then he comes in the second inning, and he thinks he's throwing better, is what he said after the game. But that's when he was getting that's when it was weird. The first inning was terrible, but things happen, and it wasn't like, it was like a positional player just throwing up ball.
Right.
But the second inning is when it got
single, walk, single, double, and it's second inning, as you said, 4-0 after the first, and then
swinging a high, deep drive left field. He crushes this one out of here into the second deck. A 3-run homer, 10-0 Minnesota.
It's like the Twins have a pitch comm in their helmet.
Yeah, Kreidler, or whatever the hell his name is a guy with zero power. He, in fact, has that is his lone home run.
Oh, no, that was Caratini.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, that wasn't Kreidler. The Kreidler home run?
No.
That was a solo shot. The Kreidler home run is a man who's hanging on by his fingernails into the majors, the batting ninth for Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to get one out.
You want to hear Kreidler? You want to give Kreidler his flowers?
Well, I think he was the last batter he faced, and I would imagine they were fairly negative after that.
There's another one. Hammer deep to left field, and that one deeper than the first one. 438 feet.
Yeah. It was a big mess, and it's just shocking to see. The Red Sox are rolling. They had won 4 out of 5. You go to a place where you expect to win the series, especially with your ace out there, and he got drilled. It was frightening. Not frightening. I'm overdoing it here, but it's just you're not sure what you're watching, because maybe in the second inning he looked better, but I don't know what to say. It was terrible.
So what did he have to say first about the velocity?
The velocity was down as well. Any ideas why that was the case?
How down?
A mile and a half.
I don't think that's anything to fret over.
All right, so I'm not worried about the velocity, but those 2 innings, the first compared to the second.
Was there any difference for you between the first and second inning?
The first was a little bit better. I got 3 outs, and the second only got 2.
Can't argue there.
By the way, Duran hit a home run, a solo home run to make it, or a 2-run home run to make it 3-11.
Yep.
And he pimped that thing.
Yes. I noticed that too. I know it was 11-0, and then he hits a 2-run homer to cap a 3-run inning, and he's taking his time.
Yes, he has Cadillac around the bases.
He's all about it.
Well, he's celebrating.
Yeah.
Which is a little odd and a little tone deaf. I mean, if I'm on that team, I'm a little agitated that he pimped it. No, he didn't. He hit it, and then he stood there.
Yeah.
And he pimped it. And okay, your best pitcher, your Cy Young candidate just gave up 10 earned runs. Let's maybe calm down with the 2-run homer.
Well, good news is Caleb Durbin had 2 hits to raise his average to 135.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after the second inning, it's just a matter of the game ending.
Yeah, just try not to blow through too many of your relievers so you have something left over for the last 2 games of the series.
Yeah, and it just kept going and going and going because the Red Sox kept picking up a run here or there.
Yeah.
And it just kept going on and on and on and on and on. And at a certain point, the game just has to end.
Should be a kill rule in Major League Baseball. Be nice. You know, if you're down 11 runs after 3 innings, maybe you call it a day.
No, maybe everyone just takes a little breather and maybe lets things go by.
Or shorten the game to like 7 innings, you know?
Or maybe come back and finish it tomorrow.
Yeah. However you want to do it.
We've already seen 11 runs scored in the first 2 innings. Maybe we just call this a night and, pick it up here in the third.
Little League Baseball, I think they would have stopped it after 4. So maybe you just stop.
Yeah, it is odd to see Crochet hit around like that. But again, the first inning, like, things happen. The second inning is when you're giving up 438 foot home runs to 9 hitters in their second game of the season. There's a bit of a problem. So whatever was going on, I'm sure can be rectified.
Yeah. Skip, what about your ace?
Stuff was down. That's the reality of it. But they've been doing that to a lot of lefties lately. Like I talked before the game, Scooble and
11 runs in 2 innings? Is that what they've been doing?
Framber, 2 lefties in Toronto, and now Garrett. So tip your hat to them, but at the same time, take a look at it tomorrow and see where we at.
Okay.
Trevor Story leads all shortstops in errors. Just thought I'd bring that to
How many does he have?
4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That Gold Glove is in jeopardy.
Yeah. It says 4 here, and I'm looking at ESPN. It says 3, but he's leading all shortstops in errors.
Depends who you ask, I suppose. Well, I mean, Scooble's ERA is 2.22, so I can't imagine that he got roughed up that badly by Minnesota, but unless he's thrown 3 complete game shutouts and then he just had that 1 run-in with the Twins. I'm not positive how you get your ERA sub 2.5 with having gotten hit around by Minnesota, but nonetheless, listen, he defends his guys. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins close down their regular season tonight at home against New Jersey. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7. Here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, James Higgins is expected to play. The NFL draft is a little over a week away. Elliott Wolf met the media yesterday to represent the Patriots in Foxborough. He said it's business as usual for Mike Vrabel. Also, he's leaving the door open for a player that can help the team. Garrett Crochet, as we were just talking about, hit for 11 runs in an inning and 2/3. Red Sox lost to Minnesota 13-6. They visit the Twins again tonight. And the NBA playoffs begin tonight. Miami visits Charlotte, and then it's Portland at Phoenix as the play-in round commences. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti and Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, the hair doctor of Hardy, Tuukka Rask, and Charlie McAvoy. Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Beat.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what else is going on?
Elliot Wolf speaking yesterday. First question on everybody's mind. How's the head coach? What's going on?
Elliot, how involved has Mike been in the pre-draft meetings over the course of last week? Very involved. I mean, business as usual. He's been in there. I would say he's been in there with us probably this round of meetings probably a little bit more than he was last year, just because I know, there's the coaching staff. He's
better than being at home.
Probably more this is me putting words in his mouth. Probably more comfortable just where things stand from that standpoint.
That's exactly what I thought when he said he's been around more. I'd be like, yeah.
I bet he has.
I bet he's really burying himself in the business.
Really focusing on work right now.
Yeah. Aren't his kids adults?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's an empty nest. That's easy to escape. Yeah. Best stay away at this point, I would imagine.
Yeah, just get out of the house. All right, so Patriots picking at 31. Elliot, who do you think is going to be there?
Elliot!
The right guy will be there.
Who?
I think the right guy will be there. No, I don't. That's a Tim Terry, who I used to work with in Green Bay, used to say that all the time.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
I know.
Of course.
Tim Terry, I know.
I know Tim Terry.
I think it's tough to predict. Like, if you just go look at the board right now and just say, hey, who are the 30 names that are not going to be there? Like, it's pretty difficult. We'll just kind of, continue to gather information and continue to evaluate and explore options, whether that's going up, going back, whatever the case may be.
Right. And the reason why it's tough to predict because of this draft.
I think if you had to look historically, like, this draft probably isn't great, but if we do our job and we do everything right, like, we're going to be able to get a good player with every pick, and that's our intention. I feel that way about every draft. No matter what happens, there's always avenues and ways to improve the team.
This draft sucks. We'll do the best we can.
Well, he's not wrong. I mean, it's like there will be, good players essentially selected in, every chunk, within 3 spots before or after in every draft. Guys who play for at least a few years and contribute, but, whether or not you actually hit on those, especially in this draft, well, what about moving up?
To move up? Yeah, I mean, we're open to anything. Whatever way we can possibly improve the team, we're open to. We have 11 picks. Most of those are kind of later in the draft, but we do have some flexibility with those 11 picks. And I think it'll depend a little bit on how the board falls. If we view that there's a player that is what.
All right. Okay. They don't know. They don't know, and I don't blame them for not knowing in this draft. One thing he does know: that new facility. Sparkling brand new.
Danny Roach was carrying the water for that team. Oh boy, on Instagram. He's like, look at this. This is beautiful.
I didn't see it. Are there photos and videos that he put up there?
Photos, and he's like standing at the podium like he was visiting the White House or something. Like, I mean, dude, you've been covering this team for 35 years. Like,
I saw our own Mark Capello shot a video of him walking through the door and walking to the. It's an office building. You got no sense of it's a hallway to a big room with desks in it.
So if you've been to, I mean, I don't know how many press conferences, certainly close to 1,000 press conferences for a team. I mean, you're standing behind the podium. That's like something if you went into like the White House or something and they said you want a pitcher opportunity, like you'll never be president. You're not in the media, and then you stand there and like you get a pitcher. But if you cover a team for 35 years, you're really standing behind the microphone like
it'd be like a salesperson who's been working here for 20 years coming in and getting their picture taken behind one of the microphones in the studio. Like, is it still like a big deal for you?
Or it would be like if a salesperson came in.
Yeah. Step A is the more difficult of the two. No, it's kind of odd. We walk around, and every once in a while there'll be people.
You know what?
Like, wow,
we're very
isolated. Today, Tuesday, big in the office day for everybody.
Well, there was cars on 95. I mean, I was going 65 miles an hour. There was enough traffic around the pike to slow things down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is Tuesday. Tuesday is a big have to go to work day for people.
Right. Quickly, as the Bruins get ready to play tonight, Marco Sturm on James Higgins, and this was yesterday about him playing and beyond.
Yeah, we'll see. I will give him another crack.
Quack? Did he say quack?
Yeah, we'll see. I will give him another crack. Crack tomorrow. He will be playing, and then we'll decide. Who we're going to play to might be in play too. You just never know, but he's definitely going to play tomorrow.
Quackity quack quack.
He's got a little Elmer Fudd in him that I hadn't really picked up on until now.
A little bit.
All right. Well, look, playoff hockey. That's going to be exciting. That's all. It's always a better world when the Bruins are in the playoffs. So you have the first round of the NFL draft, the Bruins and the Celtics all starting their playoffs, and all three of us are going to be gone for the entire week, which I can see being an issue. A lot of times you don't want to side with management, but I do see that being annoying if you're management. Well, I'm not going to make fun of him because I can understand why that would be annoying. That's the whole point. Like, I could understand how Rick would be like, Jesus Christ. Now, there's nothing I can do about it. Mine is not a contract. Mine is in my divorce document. I mean, I have my daughter for her spring break. If I don't, what am I going to tell her? Hey, you're out of luck. It's the draft. You're staying home for the week. Daddy can't take you anywhere because the draft is happening. I mean, I'm 51 years old. I gotta do these things while I can. I'm almost dead.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're doing the. He is, John. Don't laugh at that.
All right.
He's not going to be with us that much longer.
I just had a quick vision of how old I am.
That's why we're going.
Right.
That's why we're going away this year. And I think I've been here the last 2 years during spring break because I've done the Marathon Monday broadcast. But this year the boy got shafted last couple of years without getting a proper spring break getaway. And we're like, okay, we'll go somewhere. Just, the three of us, which is an added bonus for him because his sister isn't around. So he can actually not live in fear of crossing her.
Right. And it's like, if you leave for winter break, that seems to be around the Super Bowl. So there's really no good time to go. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with a little game that we've put together.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins and New Jersey Devils will play tonight at TD Garden in the final game of the regular season for both teams. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. A win in this game hands the Bruins the top wild card in the East. Any kind of loss, and Ottawa still has a chance to overtake them tomorrow night when they play Toronto. The Patriots' Elliott Wolf met the media yesterday with the NFL draft coming up a week from Thursday. Christian Gonzalez is eligible for a contract extension, but Wolf didn't have any news on that.
No Gonzalez update other than I'll continue to publicly say that we want Christian here. And again, he's under contract, so we would expect that. But as far as players on other teams, again, going to keep the door open to anything that we think may improve our roster, whether that's with the player you mentioned or other players.
He also didn't have a lot of news on Mike Vrabel, who was in the building yesterday, but Wolf would only say it's business as usual. Garrett Crochet got tagged for 11 runs, and he got 5 outs as the Red Sox lost in Minnesota 13-6. It is far and away the worst start of Crochet's Major League career. The Sox are 6-10. They visit the Twins again tonight, and the NBA playoffs begin tonight. Play-in round action. Miami will visit Charlotte in Game 1, and then Portland is at Phoenix in Game 2, with the winner getting San Antonio in the first round of the playoffs on Sunday. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. With over 50 trucks on the road, because your clogged drain is their emergency, go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the game, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
My buddy.
With friends like these.
To climb up a tree.
You know.
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now,
Me.
more of your best morning buddies. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
2.
So apparently cherry picking a little bit. That was news to me, but again, maybe I'm not paying enough attention.
Well,
that is probably the case.
Real quick, if they win, since Buffalo clinched the division and can't catch Carolina for the best record in the East, if they win, they're the top wild card, and it looks like they play Buffalo, who they've done well against this year. If they lose, opens up the door for Ottawa. They play Toronto tomorrow night. A game against Carolina is still in play. A series against Carolina is still in play.
All
but
right.
It's one of those two, it looks like.
All right. So you're saying you would like to win?
Yes. You would like to win. I think they're 3-1 this year against Buffalo, though 2 of those wins were in overtime.
All right. Well, a win's a win. All right. Hardy, what do we have going here?
Well, years ago, Adam 12 and I used to pass a little bit of time in the studios of WBCN, challenging ourselves to a little game where we would just play a snippet of a song for each other. And, most of it was to kind of make fun of the fact that we had played these songs hundreds, maybe thousands of times on the radio over the years. And I would, 12 would just play me a snippet of a song and say, "Can you name this song?"
Yeah.
Like
literally that.
Oh, yeah, that is, of course, 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah. Oh, you'll do good in this.
Wow.
I need my board up, 12!
Yeah.
Yes, one!
12.
You're up.
He's too busy saying that's my kind of place. That's going to ring in my
That
head.
really stuck in your craw.
Wow, you're really pissed about that.
Yeah, I'm pissed at him.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can see how upset you are.
That's right. I'm furious with you, Ike. It was annoying.
Shaking with anger.
That was good. So out of that, we stumbled upon a list of the top 50 TV theme songs. Now, this just isn't some guy who came up with the list of the top 50 songs.
Brooklyn Vegan.
No, this is.
Yeah, there you go, Adam.
This is a guy who found the 30 different lists. He aggregated them. He came up with his own calculus, and he said, okay, from all these different lists that have been compiled of the top 50 sitcom theme songs.
Sitcom.
Oh.
This is sitcom. Now, these are half-hour comedy shows.
We had a problem before about this. We had a big problem with the contest.
Again, we got another half-stepper.
Oh, boy.
He's got two left feet.
It's not.
He's half-stepping.
It's not sitcom. I apologize.
You were really angry that day. I remember that.
No, I wasn't really angry.
It looked that way from here.
No, because this is not the exercise today, but whenever the exercise has been sitcoms, whoever invariably, this is not the case today, Hardy. So this is nothing to get defensive about. But in the past, whenever there has been a sitcom rule, immediately I'll be thrown, and I'll go, "What was that?" And it will be like Dallas or something.
Yeah.
And I'll go, "You don't know the definition of a sitcom? A sitcom is not an hour-long drama, you fool."
Right. No,
You
these
idiot.
are these are
You
just
trash
TV theme songs. Of course, there will be plenty of sitcoms on this list. But Ryan Beaton, who is a young man, he just celebrated his birthday 2 days ago.
13.
Yes, he was born just barely in the previous century. Barely. Right? 99, Beaton? So he doesn't know from these TV shows. So when I asked him, I said, I want a snippet of the beginning, and I gave him 10 shows that are on the list. And he said, okay. And he put them all in there. And it was like Tom Skerritt in A River Runs Through It. Half as long. Half as long, right?
Yes.
And he put them in there, and during that last break, I went down and I edited them again. So he was putting, it's like, well, Hardy, I only put like a half a second of the opening. I said, half that much. I want a tenth of a second of some of these songs, because otherwise...
Right. Well, he's got to stretch before he hit stop.
I imagine... I'll do the over-under right now. I said the over-under is 7.5 of he will get these. From sometimes a tenth of a second of the opening theme.
I'm going over.
Okay.
I'm going over.
Well, place your bets accordingly. The
How
total
big a
is
loser
7.5.
is Fred?
No, I get Fred.
No, this is beating a loser. I sat and watched television.
This is your wheelhouse, Fred. This is it.
I was an only child. This was my friend.
These are your friends.
I would easily get 7 of these. Easily
well,
get
there's
7.
quite a
of
bit
these.
of pressure
Okay?
on me.
And just to include John, we're going to include one here.
Okay.
That you will get 2, John. Number 1, this is a layup.
That's Friends.
Is it really? Oh, my God. I'm all done. I didn't get that one. I'm going over. Wow.
That's a show I hate. I legitimately hate Friends.
You should, because it's a terrible show.
Like, no one talks like that.
Mark Bertrand's,
acts like that.
Mark Bertrand's father, Tony, has, I used to call it an irrational hatred of Ross from Friends.
Oh, everyone hates Ross.
Yeah, Ross is.
But then it ended up being on in the house more during COVID and stuff. I get it. I don't think it's irrational anymore. I think it's a very rational, well thought out hatred.
Ross is a guy who constantly tries to bring everyone down around him. Who is a guy in How I Met Your Mother that Barney just kept trying to set up?
How I Met Your Mother was
same kind of character.
We
though.
talked to Jason Segel about this. On
Yes.
How I Met Your Mother, Barney, the Doogie Howser character, is always trying to get his friend laid.
Ted Mosby, that's who it is.
So right. So he's always trying to get his friend laid, and our hero, the guy who is Ted Mosby, is always cynically and quite angrily dismissing these women away from him. And I'm thinking, this is our hero?
Yeah.
This is the guy? Like, hey, I set up this thing in Atlantic City. There's going to be all these beautiful women, and they all want to have sex with you at the same time. And he's like, I want love.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what a bad friend.
There
Like,
you go.
come on. The friend doesn't exist.
Robin might get back this weekend. I have to wait for her.
Yeah, like that whole
I hated
P-whip
that.
thing.
Ted
with
Mosby is
that
a
was
long time
Ross's thing. If your friend is crying about women to you, like, look, you get divorced or something, you break up, you get like a few days, but like this isn't your personality at this point. All right.
So let's let John go first on all these.
And after I miss it.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
But if he gets them, it's going to be really impressive.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
No idea.
Golden Girls.
What? Oh, my God.
Beaton, did I tell you? Tenth of a second.
We'll chime in, but it's pointless to go to me here. This is impressive.
No, I think it's. I think we'll go to you first.
All right.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, this. Oh, I. You know what? You're right, Beaton. This one I have to. Oh, it's not letting me do it. You got to.
What's going on?
I think I can play this one if it's the one that I think.
12?
It's the one we were having a real hard time.
Yeah.
learning. Okay.
I edited it, and then
it disappeared.
It disappeared.
I got
okay.
it as short as I could in wide orbit, so I will play it from here. But this is as short as it's going to get.
Oh, that's Andy Griffith.
Okay,
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with that. Okay, all right. And Fred, you would have got that one too.
No, of course.
Sorry.
It's whistle. Let's not insult me.
All right. John, I think you got a shot at this one.
All right. Simpsons.
Wow.
You could have also gone Full House. That's tough.
Yeah. Simpsons would have been it.
Danny Elfman has made millions and millions and millions of dollars because he sings that. So
Does he?
if he had not sung that, he would not have gotten all the residuals off the 45 years the show's been on the air.
It's seriously been 30 years by now, right?
37, I think. I think it was 89.
Danny Elfman is quite literally, this is without hyperbole, maybe the scariest looking human being on the planet. Not because of like tough, but he's almost like Carrot Toppy with really weird tattoos.
He's gotten scarier. I mean, he wasn't an attractive fellow if you go back to him playing the dorm room party and Back to School. But he's certainly kind of leaned into his look.
In the early 80s in L.A., he dated a lot of famous women, too.
All right, John. You got a shot here. Here we go. You got one. You're off the show.
Two.
He's got two.
I got The Simpsons and I got Andy Griffith.
Correct. All right. Fred, you would have gotten The Simpsons?
Yeah, I could have gone Full House, though, too. I almost know too much.
All right. You know what? We'll just leave that as a half for now. Here we go.
What?
Yeah. Here we go, John.
I don't know.
All right, play it again. Oh, that's Full House.
Damn it.
I mean, you just played a noise. That's not really fair. It's got to be like a note or a beat. It can't just be a noise. Yeah, it's Full House.
Well,
no, he played.
That was a different one.
He's played two clips.
Okay,
so
I got Full House.
Yeah,
Right, so this is something
a different
else.
show.
This is a different show. Once again.
Oh, Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, my God.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hasenbemp Incorporated. We're gonna do it. Give us a
I could just see Beaton listening to it. What is going on?
I don't even know the last time I saw Laverne and Shirley. This is how pathetic I am. It's not like this is something I've seen in my adult life. I bet you I've not seen an episode of Laverne and Shirley in my adult life.
Jeez.
Now, Fred, you got this one right away. He included like 3 drum beats in the original clip of.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's a Full House.
Yeah, but that's predictable.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to predictability? Well, there it is.
All right, John. The 2, not bad. I'd like to see you get up to 4.
All right, let's see.
All right.
Yep.
And once again, I think you have a shot at this one.
Dukes of Hazzard.
See, look at that.
Correct.
Would you?
So 100%.
Now, who sings?
Good old boys.
Yeah, that's the song.
Who sings it?
Is it Waylon Jennings?
I think it's Waylon Jennings.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there you go. It is Waylon Jennings, by the way.
All right.
I know. All right, here we go. Let's cook. I'm cooking. I've got none wrong. If I get this right. Play it again. Play it one more time. Oh, that's Blossom.
Fred got it wrong.
Oh, no. I thought it was Blossom.
Well, you have to consider whether or not Blossom was going to make the top 50 greatest.
I was thinking that, but I was like, that does. All right, play it again. Oh, Good Times.
But he doesn't get a point for that one.
I should get half a point because I'll tell you why. Because we're not going to do it, but if you took the Blossom theme and played the first 2 notes, they'd be almost identical tonality. Just trust me.
Okay.
I mean, Adam can find Blossom if he wants. It's not necessary.
In the same key.
Oh no, it's not because Blossom goes. All right, I take it back. I got that wrong.
All right, so that's one more for Fred, who currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's
6, 7.
Yeah.
My daughter. I can't help it.
You only have to get one of the last 2 in order to go over.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
Ooh, I think I have a guess.
Play it again.
All right, let Fred go first this
All right.
time, John.
Yeah, I think I got this.
Play it again. It's the A-Team or Dynasty.
I think it's different. Oh, wait. Is it the Rockford Files?
All are. They are all
Yeah.
pretty boring.
Yeah.
But they put women in incredibly revealing outfits.
So I got my 4. There it is.
Yeah,
well done.
if it's not a sitcom, I don't feel guilty about it. And that's a little before my time. But here we go.
All right, so Fred, you need this to go over.
Oh, boy. Here we go. No, the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be
Right for you may not be right to some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two, they got nothing but the jeans. Yeah, I know.
8-ball. 8-ball.
Yeah, I mean, this is a career maker, you know. You can't take that away from me.
Well done. Fred, you go over. John, you hit the 4 mark, when I think you both acquitted yourselves very nicely.
I truly, firmly believe that. That's a lesson I tell my kids. So you go around looking, you're gonna find something. You're gonna find what you're looking for. And
By
it's
the way,
gonna be worse.
How'd the Barney Miller theme not make it out of the top 50? That's a legit song, too.
The A-Team. I would have liked the A-Team.
Yeah, the A-Team's a little organic outside of not organic, a little generic outside of the voiceover in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the list right now. I do not see Barney Miller or the A-Team.
No, the
on
A-Team wouldn't be on there. I mean, like Cheers is going to be on there.
there. Cheers was number 1.
Yeah.
Friends was number 2. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was number 3.
Oof.
And I wanted to include the match theme, but I thought everybody would get it immediately.
I know.
We've heard that a little bit lately.
Yeah, it has been on our radar. All right, very good. Fluto Shinzawa will be joining us in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the
reflect on results this evening or into the future. Fluto, hello, sir.
Good morning, Fred.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to talk to you as always. Now, first of all, what did you make of Higgins and when they decided to play him and how he played?
Good. He was good. Did not look out of place. First shift, he gets the puck out. He was not happy with that penalty. That was a bad penalty, end of the first, hooking penalty. But you look at the goal that he helped on, that's a professional approach. Goes right in, gets on the guy, holds him up, occupies two guys, hears Corrali screaming in his ear, gets it over to him, and then a second later, Jokiharju scores. So professional output there. Had a couple of chances. Looked comfortable, didn't look, and Columbus, they had a lot to play for. They were fighting for their lives there. So you consider the circumstances, the situation. He's got all these friends and family in the house, and Bruins, they of course, they sat some of the varsity, but they still have things to play for. So all in all, a very good game one for the kid.
Yeah, Marco Sturm had talked before, obviously, at the end of last week when he was brought up, but he said he wasn't going to play right away. He said he wasn't quite ready. Yeah, and to me, too, Fluto, it looked like, he's ready and he's, ready to play this level, but there still seems some hesitation from Sturm yesterday about his availability for the playoffs. So do you think he proved anything to Marco Sturm, and do you think he would be a good addition to the team in the playoffs?
Hardy. It's 1 or 1A. It's him or I noticed Asamon the last two games. He had two real good net front chances against Columbus. I noticed him the game before. Granted, it had been a long stretch for Mikey getting that opportunity on the third line, and there wasn't much traction. So you can look at it from two perspectives. Obviously, from the coach's perspective, you like the experience. You like. If Mikey is on top of his game, he brings a little bit more edge. But you after one game of Hagen's, the speed, the skill, the vision, everything is there. So is it a coin flip? No, I would still think James has the advantage just because of what he could, and we didn't see it against Columbus, of what he could potentially do on the power play. That can make a difference. And the fact that he didn't seem shaky in terms of confidence against Columbus, that's another check mark in his category. But I'll have to think that the coaches and management, they'll be keeping a close eye on tonight in terms of making that final decision. It's between those two. I give it to Higgins for game one.
Can you detail the playoff possibilities for us if the Bruins win tonight or if they don't? And I know that it's one of two teams they could face in the first round. Which one would you like to see them play?
If they win tonight, any way, it's Buffalo, and I think that is slam dunk the choice that you want if you're Boston. Granted, the goaltending is shaky, both Buffalo and Carolina. But Carolina's got tons of experience. You haven't really played well against them if you're Boston. You lose against them in overtime the last game down there, 6-5. A lot more talent, a lot more experience, a lot more pace. And then you look at Buffalo, Darlene, their best players, Darlene, Thompson, Power, 0 playoff games total ever. So, and the goaltending. You don't know what Luukkonen or Lyon will do. So, yeah, you want to win tonight if you're the Bruins. Lock up that first wild card. You cannot play Montreal. You cannot play Tampa. It's either Carolina or Buffalo. You want Buffalo all day.
Okay, so what's the rested guys, last game? What do you think the strategy is tonight? I know Sturm said he'd play most of his regulars. Do you play it? You play it to win? You play it like every other regular season game?
Yeah, full varsity. Swayman and net. You go... now, depending on how banged up guys like Zaka and Charlie and Hampus are, of course you don't want to compromise their health for the playoffs. But if they're good to go, they're in.
Okay. And then did you like the strategy of resting them against Columbus?
Sure. Yeah. Like in terms of the result, you're just coming off. They had landed in Columbus after the home loss. and they had found out right when they check in that Detroit had lost to New Jersey that night, so they clinch. So take a breath, exhale, you're in. You have that luxury now of A, playing the kid, and B, resting Arvidsson, Janot, Charlie, Hampus, one other guy I can't remember. But yes, you had built yourself that opportunity by playing so well, accumulating points. Forget about that 5-game winless streak, whatever. You have put yourself in the position to rest guys that needed the rest and to get a look at the rookie. So yes, they earned it. Yeah, full speed ahead.
Okay. Did you make anything of that 5-game losing streak this close to the playoffs? Did that concern you, the timing of it?
Not really. It seems like so long ago. I can't remember some of the particulars, but it's not like they played really horribly. The worst game to my recollection was the first Florida game. Tampa, you played them even, Steven, for 2 games, both down there and up here. Had some bad luck. The goaltending was good. The goaltending on the Bruins side, that was like, if you guys remember that winner down in Tampa, Jeremy stops that 99 times out of 100. It's just one of those things, goalie, you never know. So they lose on that shot, bad angle shot. So, and Carolina, okay, granted you started poorly, but there's marks on your side for coming back and giving Carolina a fight. So no, I don't think there are any serious red flags during that little stretch here. So no concerns there.
There's, different players, I guess, react to and benefit from rest more than others. And then there are some players, I remember, it's probably you, Flute, who said back in the day, a player like Zdeno Chara, a veteran, actually didn't do well with too much rest, that it was, so ingrained in him and part of the way his body had aged that he needed to play. So is there anyone on this team right now who might benefit more from a little bit of rest, or on that other side, more on the Chara side of things, it's like, no, best to keep him playing as much as possible, regardless of how much time they might be able to rest him?
Nobody really comes to mind, and it's not like you have an opportunity, a real trough in terms of rest here and downtime. Let's just say the game one starts on Sunday. Yes, there is a little bit of a dip here in terms of the schedule, but hey, everybody's compromised in this time of year. Maybe just because of how much those two play, Charlie and Hampus, they could use a little bit of a breather, but hey, it's go time. They should all be ready to go. I don't see anybody in that category in terms of being of a lesser player when they get rested. Like Jeremy, he's good to go.
Okay.
Same with Pastrnak. Yeah, I'm sure Pastrnak is banged up, but you got to go. Geeky, you got to go. Charlie, Hampus, Zadorov. It's green light for everybody.
I wanted to ask you about David Pastrnak. I asked you this question at the beginning of the season, how long until they give him the captain's C, and you said you weren't sure he was ready for it. Well, he's kind of changed his game this year. The goals are down, but the assists are up. The penalty minutes are up. It seems like he's deliberately doing this. I see him as the first guy to answer questions after a lot of games. Do you think now he has earned the C as the captain of this team?
Yeah, it's still I think it's a complicated situation, John, because I think just given his personality, I think he'd be a great captain. I think Charlie would be a great captain. Both completely different in terms of personalities, right? David outgoing, that carefree. Charlie a little bit more serious. That kind of traditional what you think of in terms of captain. But both quite effective in their own ways. Now, I think David would make a good captain. You've seen the rounding out and the development of his playmaking game. It was always there, and we saw it last year with the way that he helped Geeky get to the point where Morgan knows, okay, I'm a legit guy in terms of goal scoring, and he's only continued that. So, but I wonder if, just given, not that I know them well, but I would think, let's say David doesn't get the captaincy and they give it to Charlie, I don't think he would be affected by that, David, as much as if, say, they gave it to David and Charlie. I think there'd be some pretty significant disappointment there in Charlie. So I think that comes into play. Not that, hey, this is pro sports, and somebody is going to be disappointed in that situation. I don't think you can go wrong with either guy just because of their personalities. Again, how differently they go about that position. So we'll see. I am curious to see how that one develops. I would give it to David, but we'll see.
All right, Fluto Shinzawa, great stuff as always. Read him in The Athletic. He's covering the Bruins every day as we head into the playoffs. Fluto, thanks so much for the time.
Okay, Fred, guys, my pleasure.
All right, thank you,
Take
Fluto.
care, Fluto.
Love Fluto Shinzawa. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy.
A guy called in yesterday and he said that he was at the Masters, and when he was in line for hats, Jim Gray was standing there. I had a run-in with Jim Gray at the Super Bowl when it was in Atlanta, and he called around trying to get me in trouble, and I guess ostensibly to get me fired. He was calling relatives of people that worked at the station. It was a whole situation. But the whole vibe being, like, how dare you offend me? There will be consequences for this. I am so powerful that I can get you. I know people that will ruin your life. That was kind of the vibe I was getting from the whole thing.
Disgraceful in many ways.
I can tell you that I was thoroughly unconcerned. And I will also tell you that I was, my partner and I were walking through the airport and trying to cajole management to allow us to put the video on the internet.
That's right, because it was Friday and you guys were leaving like right after that.
Well, the whole reason that happened, 50% of it is because I just wanted to see Crash. He was going to meet us in the atrium of the CNN Center. So I was like, I just want to hang out with Crash. Like, I just want to get out of here. And the management was like, well, I don't know, we should put it up. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? Like, this is, you got to put it up. Like, this is great. You know, he's the fool. He looks like a fool. You have to put it up. What's he going to do? And to their credit, ultimately, by the time I got to checking in, they had put it up onto the internet, and it became a little bit of a thing. And so, anyway, Jim Gray's at the Masters, and he's, of course, according to this gentleman, trying on hats. And he's like, who's this prick trying on all these hats? And it turns out to be Jim Gray. And so he says something to Jim Gray, and Jim Gray gets all mad. Well, we just got this email from Brian, who attached a video. Now, the video is just him, but so you can't, Jim Gray doesn't say
right.
nothing.
We went through, that's what I was doing in the last break. We went through that video and trying to isolate sound and trying to get anything from Gray out of it, and we couldn't. So
this guy, here's the email. Morning, Fred. Yesterday's caller reminded me of the time I followed Tiger at the Genesis Open. Oh, this is the land at the Land of Confusion. Of course, Jim was inside the ropes. Of course, yeah, Jim Gray, again, inside the ropes, which puts a rope barrier, a thin cord barrier between him and the guy taking the video. Being inside the ropes is the most unnecessary thing, apparently, on the planet. He just is literally on the other side of twine. He could have reached out with just extended a finger and touched Jim Gray, but Jim Gray needed to be inside the ropes.
Well, yeah, I know, Fred, you're right. But do you know how desperately I want to be inside the ropes just once? One time.
I assume someone could make that happen for you. It doesn't seem like much of a gift.
Well, Shaughnessy got it one year, and he was talking with us at the Deutsche Bank, and he was complaining that he had to go walk around and follow Tiger because Shaughnessy hated covering that golf tournament, and he just despised being there, and he would say so on the air, and yet he had this inside the ropes pass to walk with the Tiger group.
I'm surprised they didn't give you the inside the ropes at the Deutsche Bank.
They
I
did
would
not.
think that would be, you're sitting there next to the 18th green all weekend. Why wouldn't they have?
No. But anyway, so Jim is literally standing next to this guy,
Right.
even though Jim Gray is inside the ropes.
Wait, so for us novices that don't know so much about it, it seems just like something you can say. Like, I was on the other side of this piece of twine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I want.
There's still 1,000 rules on a golf course. It's not like you can stand on the green and like read putts and stuff. I mean, you're standing just between the gallery and you is twine. I don't really know, but I guess there is some gravitas to that. So of course Jim was inside the ropes. When I mentioned you and your old partner, you could literally see his face drop, went pale, completely annoyed. Then he just pointed at Tiger and told me to focus on him instead of whatever weird interaction he had with you a month earlier. And that's on the video there. Jim Gray says nothing in the video we have. It is, I got to applaud Brian because it's ballsy. He does talk to Gray while he's filming him, and it does make Jim Gray very uncomfortable, which makes me happy.
And he's not shouting it from like across the room or something. He's
No,
standing
it shows
right
balls. Like he's upsetting someone in direct vicinity to him. Like, and takes balls. Now he's not doing anything.
It's upsetting.
And if Jim Gray had any sense of humor, he would have just quipped something and then been on about his business. Like, even if he was like, I hope they both die in a car accident, like anything would have been like kind of funny. But of course, he doesn't have that in him. So seeing him sit there uncomfortably is good for me to see.
I wonder what he's doing now that Brady is off and cavorting around Vegas and concentrating on other things. I mean, does Jim Gray just fade away into nothingness? I mean, what happens to him now?
I don't get his business. Like, I don't understand. Like, I got it when he worked for a network and he covered games.
Right.
Oh, well, according to the AI overview,
okay,
Jim Gray is heavily involved in the Hall of Excellence at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Las Vegas.
Of course he's in Las Vegas doing something.
A curated museum of historic sports memorabilia he created with Tom Brady.
Oh,
it just seems like such a miserable existence.
You want me to move there, Tom? I'll move there.
In all seriousness, it sounds like he's almost like a personal assistant / liaison to famous athletes, which is quite a thing I wouldn't want to do, especially at 69 or whatever, how old he is. Like, the last thing I want to do is be carrying some 49-year-old guy's water around. Brian, you are the man that sent the video. Hello, Brian.
Hey, good morning, guys.
First of all, that took balls. I got to give you some applause for that. Thank you.
Thanks. And you can hear it in the video, but I had this guy over my shoulder who had, I don't know, he was probably from L.A. He had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh, it's the guy who goes,
a little bit.
Yeah, the guy who goes, don't talk about it, Jim. Like, and he doesn't even know what you're talking about. He's just running to the guy's defense.
Yeah, he had no idea. He probably had 35 Bud Lights before that. But, yeah, it was awkward. I mean, I probably got the video on 14, so I just stayed with Tiger through the rest of the round. And it honestly, Jim was looking over his shoulder, side-eyeing me the entire time. It was fantastic. And it was Genesis Open is in, I think it's in February, so it was probably 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, 3 weeks after the Super Bowl.
Well,
Hardy can correct me on that, but it was just a couple weeks.
Well, I was going to ask you, was this the one that immediately after the tournament, Tiger flipped his courtesy car Genesis?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it was the year. I think Tiger did that the year after. I was out in L.A. for about 6 years. So
okay.
Yeah, but no, it was the year that Fred had that awkward standoff with him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, the thing is that anyone with any self-esteem or sense of self would have been able to brush that off rather quickly. But Jim Gray, of course, you can just see in his eyes.
Yeah, he was rattled. And the best part is you got all those security guards around there with Tiger. I mean, it's a zoo if you've ever seen him in person. But Jim had his own security guy right next to him the entire time. No one knew who he was. No one knew. And we're in L.A. It's like, come on.
He really had his own security guy with him?
He had his own security guy with him.
Oh, my God.
Well, who would recognize him from a distance?
I mean, get
God.
out of here. That's insanity. All right, well, thank you, Brian.
Yeah,
I mean,
all right.
Just the hubris on that guy to have
Graceful in many ways.
Security guy.
a security guy at a golf
that's
tournament.
great.
First of all, that's hysterical. That somehow someone's going to run rampant at this golf tournament and assault you. You're at an event that's got millions of security people anyway. I mean, in the video, there's a cop standing next to him. Like, that's just asinine. Good. I hope he paid for it, too. So he can spend all his money hiring unnecessary security people to walk him around.
Well, he's making it back on that Hall of Excellence. You know, that thing's not cheap to get into.
All right, let's play a game, Fred. How much do you think it costs to get into the Hall of Excellence that Jim Gray is running?
Well, first of all, I would have assumed it's free because it's in a hotel. I would just assume it's part of the hotel and that, I mean, a lot of hotels have stuff like that.
Sure.
Where you can just, like, they have memorabilia that you can walk through. It's a part of the incentive to go to the hotel. So it costs money?
Oh, yeah.
I say Jim Gray is pretentious enough to charge $35 to get in.
Well, it's not up to Jim. I think Jim is but a collector of items of pubic hairs and things.
Okay.
Here's a bowl of Tom Brady's pubic hair. He unknowingly got shaved off of him one February evening.
I said, Tom, what do you do with all this stuff?
It's a good question.
If you want to go, say, Thursday, April 16th, I can get you in for a general admission, $35.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I'm looking at the available times. You can have 10 to 10:15, 10:15 to 10:30, 10:30 to 10:45, 10:45 to up. In other words, wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open on those reservations for the Hall of Excellence tickets.
What, do you need why do you need reservations? What is this experience?
Well,
What?
I'll tell you this, is that Brady makes a lot of really obviously bad business decisions, and this is one of them. If there is any money that they had to spend in order to get this exercise together, they're out of their minds, because no one in Las Vegas is going to want to do that. First of all, I would argue that no one would want to do it anywhere, but let alone in Las Vegas, where you are constantly being tempted by things to do. The idea of killing, a half an hour, paying $35 to walk through some sports memorabilia is asinine. Especially since you walk through Vegas and there'll be like some Hall of Famer just signing autographs randomly somewhere for $30.
Well, maybe that wasn't fair. Maybe let's look on Saturday. That's a busier day, all the tourists in town. All right, for Saturday, starting at 10 a.m., Open. Yeah, pretty much every reservation still available.
Can you imagine, like, before you went to Vegas?
No,
like,
not pretty much. Every single time slot.
Right, because there's no way you're planning a trip to Vegas and you're like, oh, the Hall of Excellence, best get a time. I mean, just think of anyone out there. Think of anyone you know and the likelihood of them wanting to do that activity in Las Vegas. Even if they were the biggest Tom Brady fan in the world. That's crazy. Remember Jim Irsay had that Hall of Crap in Indianapolis at the Super Bowl?
The guitars across the street.
I would go to the Jim Irsay collection 10 times out of 10 before I go to that Hall of Excellence.
I would too. And you know how much the Jim Irsay collection that was across the lawn from our hotel cost to get in? $0. It cost $0.
Not only did it was across the hotel, they toured it. They brought it from city to city, and it was free then. I don't think it cost a dime to go see it.
You just had to watch him play music. That was the
the concert ticket was necessary in addition?
No, it was free, but he just wanted you to go watch him play. So, like, you got a ticket, it was free, but you were handed a ticket.
Right.
You were walked through this menagerie of, like, crazy, like, the original AA book and all this crazy
Elton
bric-a-brac.
John's piano.
Yeah, just this, like, kind of like Abe Lincoln's signature, like, just weird stuff.
Yeah.
And then you were, I guess, funneled into the garden where he was performing.
Okay.
So the idea was he wanted people to watch him perform. Listen, worst ways to spend your money. You get to pretend you're a rock star playing at an arena. I mean,
it was an odd collection. It's like, here's Janis Joplin's roll-on deodorant. Here's the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, you fired up?
why is this all in the same room together?
It's just interesting because he's like, we interviewed him. He's like, I'm in recovery. And you're like, oh, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I have the original AA Big Book with, like, the writing in it. Like, what made you buy that? Like, just what an odd thing to buy.
Must really be sticking to it. No.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just had to have it. Okay.
Because I was really into it for like a year and a half.
Yeah. Why don't you bump that over to Akron or something and get on with it? All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Last night off, they'll wrap up their regular season tonight at home against New Jersey. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. James Hagens is expected to play. A win of any kind in this one for the Bruins would clinch the top Eastern Conference wildcard spot at a meeting with Buffalo in the first round of the playoffs. A loss of any kind, and the Bruins have to wait until the Ottawa-Toronto game tomorrow night to find out their first-round opponent. The NFL Draft is a little over a week away. Patriots Executive Vice President of Player Personnel Elliott Wolf met the media yesterday in Foxborough. He said right tackle Morgan Moses won't retire. He's expected to be with the team when things start up again this summer.
I texted Morgan, it was probably closer to the combine, just saying hi. But I know Coach Vrabel's in contact with him, and no indication that he's looking to move on, and I think he's excited about coming back up here and getting started.
Wolf added it's business as usual for Mike Vrabel amid the tabloid headlines as well. Garrett Crochet roughed up for 11 runs in an inning and 2/3 last night. Red Sox lost in Minnesota 13-6. It's far and away the worst start of Crochet's major league career. Red Sox are 6-10. They visit the Twins again tonight. According to 7 News here in Boston, 26-year-old right-handed pitcher Jack Anderson has been called up from AAA Worcester, and the NBA playoffs begin tonight. Miami visits Charlotte in the play-in round, and then it's Portland at Phoenix, with the winner getting San Antonio in round 1 this weekend. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99, like the juicy chopped sirloin. All Big Deal Meals are now available all day, every day for just $14.99. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
The Sports Hub. 3 legendary franchises on one legendary radio station. It's the Sports Hub.
And now, back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Beautiful, my love. Oh, tell me something beautiful.
Oh, that's the sound that we all love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
My love, my love.
Al Cole, a big fan of the Toucher and Hardy show, big fan of Al Cole. Al Cole, who you can watch us on YouTube, by the way. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Al Cole used to do overnights on WZLX when he was in the same building with WBCN. And we were in the basement and he was on the top floor. And he apparently, now I do regret not investigating Al Cole more. I was more interested in myself at the time. I didn't run across Al Cole, I don't believe, ever. But I mean, I just kept hearing these stories. He would keep his studio very dark. He would romantic lighting. He would.
But why?
It was a big seduction chamber. I believe he was on from like midnight to 6 in the morning.
Yeah, true overnight shift.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe until 5, I think, actually. I think their morning show started early.
Oh, okay. So midnight to 5.
Even sexier.
Yeah, and so he would use that time, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I'm out of line, he would use that time in some ways to meet women to please.
Oh, without question.
Yeah. And so
Even if they're fat.
Yeah, he didn't care if they were fat. We've talked to Al on numerous occasions, and we know, but we know he works for CBS Radio. He's the last employee. Apparently, CBS Radio still employing people, despite them folding into Odyssey. But nonetheless,
still describes himself that way, and he's makes it no less true.
He's got stunning blue eyes, which you would not expect on him. He has James Brownish hair. People always want to see what Al Cole looks like. It's as simple as going to alcoholics.com. Alcoholics.
Yes.
.com. But Adam, he's not sitting on his hands, even though he's not given the microphone to seduce women overnight. He has taken to digital means to seduce women.
Yes, he has. He was very excited when we last spoke earlier this year to share that he is now sharing his music, not just on YouTube and at alcoholics.com, but on Spotify. He wanted it shared with the world, that you can now find the music of Al Cole on Spotify. And we featured a couple of months ago a song which was a great introduction, almost a spoken word piece that Al had done. These are more traditional songs, if you will, but in the Al Cole vein that we wanted you to share with the people today.
Right. So if you're a young lady or an older lady or a skinny lady or a fat lady, get ready to find your emotions and your body reacting to those emotions.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with the website. I would also recommend peopleofdistinction.org is a good place to find Al Cole.
Many interviews there with people of distinction.
Wow. Yeah, Ariana Huffington and a photo of someone else with Tom Hanks apparently taken outside a restaurant.
Now, is this an Al Cole enterprise, peopleofdistinction.com?
It is, yes.
So that's a card I would imagine you could hand out at a restaurant or bar, and he would go like, I'm a person of distinction, and then they would go
and
to that.
Prove it.
Here's
my card from the website peopleofdistinction.org.
Right, because it's an organization, not a company.
Apparently not a nonprofit.
All right, there you go. Well, I mean, not by design, but it is a nonprofit. They take money if you give it to them, but it just turns out so far it's not making a profit or any gross at all. All right, so anyway, this song is available for download on Spotify, and Al would love it if you would go to Al Cole and get this. This one's called Keep On Lovin' Y'all. So is it country? Is it a sexy R&B jam?
This is a good exercise. Try and figure out like what genre of music just based on the title.
Keep On Lovin' Y'all, I'm going to guess, is a upbeat for Al R&B ode to the female form.
I'm going to go bluegrass. Straight up bluegrass.
Picking and grinning, you
Bill
think,
Monroe,
Al?
yeah.
You think he's doing that? All right, here we go. That's the sound you want to start the song with. A nice, annoying screech. Well done, Al. This is like a Kraftwerk situation.
You look at me. You be nice.
This is performance art.
You be nice.
It's like the lady that Laurie Anderson or whatever, the lady that married Lou Reed.
Oh, she was so good.
And they would like play her video like on MTV, and you'd be like, "What's happening?" It's a Grace Slick situation. All right, here we go. You are being transformed into a land where fat women are pleasured. Well, maybe.
Oh, baby, I just can't get you out of my head, baby.
Now, is this a Rocket Queen situation where he's actually having sex in the background?
Oh, that's good. Think, Rocket Queen or Prince with Kim Basinger on the Batman soundtrack.
Yeah, in the I forget the name of the album, but there's an unreleased album that Prince is having sex with Kim Basinger. It's apparently in the background. Rocket Queen by Guns N' Roses. It's well known that Steven Adler's girlfriend had sex with Axl Rose in a recording booth. They deliberately recorded it. The woman knew she was being recorded, and apparently Axl wasn't satisfied with that, so he went back a couple more times with other women to have sex with them, which sounds like a good excuse to have sex with a woman. It sounds more like at that point
for the album.
Yeah, I'm recording an album for Geffen Records. Would you like to come in and have sex with me? Would you like to have sex with me? I don't know. Hey, would you like to have sex? It's going to be on an album on Geffen Records. Okay, all right. Sounds like a pretty good line.
Oh, baby, I just can't get you out of my head, baby. You know, I even dream about you. But will I ever find a way to get next to you, lady? Come on, take my soul. Come on, darling. Could you take my bed? Come on, baby. Honey, take my Hey, baby.
Yeah. You know what's frustrating about this?
Could you get to the hook, please?
Oh, I thought that was it.
You don't get art. First of all, this isn't for you. This is on a different wavelength.
Maybe I'm not the audience. I don't know.
But it's like I have to go out there as a single guy and compete with this. Like, what am I going to do? I'm not I mean, he's dreaming about people. And listen to that woman. She seems like she's in heaven. I mean, they've already gotten past the pizza rolls on the shag rug part of the evening, and they've moved into the boudoir.
You know, I even dream about you.
Ding, 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 girl. That's the microwave. The Tostitos, the Hot Pockets are done. The pizza rolls are done, and they say Tostitos on them. Oh, hello.
There's some discussion at the back room as to whether or not we could include
That's fine.
that.
He could mean in her soul.
That's right.
Or he could mean he's packing heat. Either way, the woman don't lose. Whether it mentally or physically, it sounds like a win-win to me. Ooh, he does get kind of country.
It's got a bit of a country share.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that new country auto tune.
He heard Believe, and he said, Al Cole can do. If I could get one female to call in, 617-779-0985, to just give an honest reaction to what they're feeling.
Any female.
Even if they're fat.
That's right.
Yeah, there's no weight limit or weight barrier. There's no floor or ceiling. Any weight's allowed. Man. I will not ask you how much you weigh.
I would never say Al Cole's direct.
It's like people who study Charles Manson. Like, how do I bed this leggy woman? The chances of us getting a female caller are almost impossible because you need two hands to dial a phone. And I would have to imagine one hand is thoroughly occupied.
Yeah.
Blind Scott, we took him yesterday. Now, it's you have to remember Al's being serious here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is no joke. Well, that goes on for 2 minutes and 44 seconds more.
Yeah, we can skip to the next one. We got 3 songs to get to here. Now, again, what would you think this one is going to be, Fred?
All right. Well, there is a song. It's called 5 Cent Baby, and there is a song called Dirty Laundry by Danny Brown, where he talks about having sex with a prostitute for change, actual change, and then the next morning seeing her doing laundry with the change he'd given her in exchange for sex. So maybe rap.
Yeah, or it could be more along the lines of the Don Henley Dirty Laundry, which is really just about the 80s TV news.
I think this is about a cheap prostitute, 5 cent whore.
Let's find out.
Just buzzing, baby. Hi, world. I exist.
Hi, world, I exist. Isn't that something we're all saying?
Mm-hmm.
No women calling in. By the way,
I can't believe that.
But why?
That's right. If you want chicks, get on sports radio. It's the best way to do it. You should see my DMs. It's just littered.
Hi, world. I exist. Get it now.
Don't.
What? What do I get? What do you want me to fetch, sir? I'll get it. Which of your belongings would you like me to bring to you in my mouth?
On all fours, of course.
Yes, I'm a dirty dog.
Whoa.
That's established. What would you like for me to eat out of the dog bowl? Something gross?
Hi, world.
I exist. That is his call to arms. Hi, world. I exist. And here I am to lay my claim and bed your women and spread my seed.
Get it now.
I climbed the mountain. I seen what's left of life. I shot the rubber. The other half don't bother me.
He shed the rubber. That means he's raw dogging it, baby.
Whoa. You got to announce that early.
Yeah,
Hold on,
we're raw
Let me go to
dogging.
Rap Genius and look up the lyrics on this. I don't think he said I shed the rubber.
I
know
think
what
he
the
said
girl's
I shed
getting.
the
Yeah,
rubber.
you gotta
I'm not
make
making-
sure. Yeah.
He's like, I shed the rubber. Let's make a baby.
Shred rubber. He's peeling out.
No. He's taking off the prophylactic and raw dogging. It's better for both of them.
Imagine that.
I climbed the mountain. I seen what's left of life. I shot the rubber. The other half don't bother me. I want the big time. I put on kings and queens.
All right. There, by some miracle, we've got a woman that called in.
Okay, good.
Kayla, hello?
Hi.
All right.
Yes, it's Kayla.
Just loosen up. No one else is here. What are you feeling right now, Kayla?
Utterly confused.
Yes.
Maybe that's the intent?
A bit more, yes. Maybe you're so swimmy-headed and delirious with love, you
Keeps you
can't
curious.
keep a coherent thought running through your head?
Yeah, I don't know what to think, to be honest. As a single girl in like my late 30s, like, wow, should this turn me on? Should it not? I'm very confused.
Now, Kayla, as a single woman in your late 30s, is this amount of effort what is required now to get a woman?
I'm a simple gal, so no, not for me.
You do not demand an R&B track written in your honor.
High end.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kayla, good luck out there. We appreciate it, and you are an angel for calling in. Thank you.
Of course, I listen every day.
Oh, thank you. Well, listen, you're the one. All right. I'm going to give you 30 seconds more of this, and then.
Or do you want to do the last one?
No, I want to save it.
All right.
They're pretty experimental. I have to tell you, I am shocked by the experimental nature of these songs. He's trying. Like, it's not just like he hit a Casio beat.
No, there's a lot of production going in.
Yeah,
here.
It's challenging, is what I'll say. If I was writing a review, I'd say Al Cole challenges us on his new effort.
Silver sheets and cough up liquid lies. I really want
I cough up liquid lies.
No, it's something about liquid life. I think
Ooh, that's even cooler.
Yeah, it is.
I cough up liquid life. Because he shed the rubber.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Yeah.
Peter North made a career.
Yeah, it's
All
true.
right, very good. That's enough alcohol.
Oh.
We got a girl to call in.
That's a
Small
win.
victories, John. You got to
Alcohol
take
is
them in.
here. That's right. Just drop the mic and walk off.
Yeah,
We've
he's
done
in no
all.
rush. He's gonna take it easy.
Yeah.
We're gonna linger. Don't you worry, honey. Just sit back. Oh, that's right, girl. You're in play. You're getting a lot of pleasure. There's no doubt about it. Pipe down. Al Cole's poor neighbors. The bar that man has to clear with his woman.
But will I ever find a way to get next to you, lady?
Just the vibrations of ecstasy existing in the building, because there's no way Al has a single home. Let's be honest. He's in an apartment situation. That's right. All right. Christopher Price is a master of seducing Patriot fans with his knowledge as the draft looms. We will talk to him in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy next on the Sports Hub.
All right, this time of year, you're looking at your house and you say, woof, really took a beating this winter. Well, it doesn't have to stay that way.
Very involved. I mean, business as usual. He's been in there. I would say he's been in there with us probably this round of meetings probably a little bit more than he was last year. Just because I know, there's the coaching staff. He's probably more this is me putting words in his mouth. Probably more comfortable. Just where things stand from that standpoint.
We are Toucher and Hardy. The NFL draft is a week from Thursday. It begins. The Patriots currently hold the 31st pick. Some drama surrounding the organization. As always, Christopher Price writes about the Patriots for the Boston Globe. Christopher, hello.
Hello, Fred.
Have you ever I have to ask you, have you ever interlocked fingers with Mike Vrabel?
I have never interlocked fingers with Mike Vrabel. No, I've shaken hands with him before. I shook hands with him yesterday, by the way, down in Foxborough when we got a tour of the new building, but I have never interlocked fingers with him, no.
How's he doing?
He's doing okay by the looks of things.
Yeah.
And look, I heard the clip that you guys played coming back from commercial, and it feels like, as Bill Belichick used to say, the status is quo down there when it comes to Vrabel and his involvement and everything that's been kind of going on outside the building over the last couple of weeks with all of this drama. So I think everything is going well, at least at this part.
Well, I don't know how what Vrabel did or didn't do affects his job with the Patriots. If I'm the Patriots, I don't care. I mean, what's it to me? I mean, you got to deal with it at home, but you should be able to juggle those things. Plenty of guys get in trouble at home and have to deal with it and still have to go to work. It's the Rossini angle that's the interesting part, and not because it's a woman. It's because she's covering the team, and you have a relationship. It's interesting, especially when you're married, and that it's like an insider too.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never. It's not. I didn't care. Like if you cover it, I don't even care about this. It's more like what you have to deal with at home. But the Rossini angle is interesting because she is embedded as an insider, and if you're having a romantic relationship with one of the 32 head coaches, that's odd. Maybe not a great look for the New York Times, is what I'll say.
No, I agree with you, Fred. And look, I'm not going to speak on their personal, like you talked about the stuff at home and all of that, but I will say this: it's a horrible look for both of them professionally.
Right.
I can speak as a journalist. That is very rare in my experience to see that level of relationship between a source and a reporter.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem something impossible to avoid either. Like if you're a young, say like a Jenny Dell, and you're like young and you're working for Nesson and you're in the stands. We've talked to her about this. And you're hanging out and you're hot, and then there's a player and you guys are staying at the same hotels. Of course, what's it matter if you guys have a relationship? But who cares? Like, it's a big deal. Like, you're literally at one point taking people through the new urinals at Fenway Park. I mean, we've talked about this with her. Who cares? But with Rossini, it's different, especially since she, at least with us, positioned herself as this put-upon female journalist, which, fine, okay. I thought it was unwarranted, her reaction to us. We were tongue-in-cheek with her. We made fun of her way less than we make fun of Pat McAfee or anything else that we play on this station. And it just the hypocrisy of that. Even if there was no relationship, just the optics of it is hypocritical in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's tough to come back from too at the same time. And I know reporters have done that before. The other thing too, when you talk about the Jenny Dell stuff, those team reporters work for the team. Again, you talk about the differentiation between a reporter who positions themselves as an insider versus someone who draws a paycheck with the team. That's a very different situation too, and that's important for people to understand.
Right, and even if you were a beat writer and you got into a relationship with someone and you just left the beat, like I get proximity leads to, relationships. Like if you're in proximity to someone, you're more likely to have a relationship with them if they're a member of the sex that you find sexually attractive. You could fall into all of that. We've never gone crazy about any of that stuff. Never. Moran or anything else. I didn't have any issue. Who cares? But this is just weird because she sent us pastries, basically, in an effort to say like I have to feed my guys like we were these misogynistic a-holes. And like, whatever, fine. I get it. You got it. We didn't react to it by like going, well, what about this and what about that? Like, that's fine. You feel that way. this is just interesting to me because of I personally feel like a little bit of hypocrisy on her end. That's all. But
yeah, and I think that's fair. I do. I think that's fair.
All right. So Elliot Wolf talked. Was it weird that Vrabel didn't talk yesterday? Do you think he didn't talk because of this?
No, this is we've and I've talked about this with a couple people across the country where there was lots of breathless chatter that, oh my gosh, Vrabel didn't talk. He's kind of running from the. No, he was never scheduled to talk. This was never supposed to be a thing. I think last year we got Elliott and we didn't get Vrabel before the draft. And I know in years past, like, long time ago, we got Nick Caserio before the draft. We didn't get Bill. So this is not out of character for the way this team has operated for years.
Okay, so when Vrabel first got hired, it was pretty much just assumed that Elliot Wolf was either going to get fired or he was going to be put to the side. Flash forward, you got a franchise quarterback, and that's all really you need. You've handled free agency very, very well. Where do you see Elliot Wolf going into the draft? Who has final say? Like if you were in the war room, who pulls the trigger on the deal, on the pick?
Vrabel still is the loudest voice in the room. Elliott is one of a handful of guys, including Ryan Cowden, as well as Matt Groh, who will kind of bring Vrabel, for lack of a better phrase, like a list of names. And Vrabel will go, okay, look, we're going to go down the list. I want that guy. So Vrabel is the guy who will ultimately make the decision when it comes to player personnel. But it's a collective. All of them kind of work in conjunction with each other when it comes to bringing names and kind of talking about different prospects.
Okay, with the Patriots are in a legitimately fascinating situation because they've sped up this rebuild, but they still seem cognizant of probably we're not in a position to get back to the Super Bowl next year, but we are in a very good place. Now, you're picking at 31. So there's two schools of thought. Do you go for need because we want a guy that can fill a starting slot now because we're competitive? Or do you at that stage of the draft go, I want the best player available? Do you have a guy ranked far and away ahead of other people that you're willing to trade up for? Mm-hmm. There's a lot. Where do you think they land? Do you go best player available at 31, which could be a tackle, and then that's interesting? Or do you are they drafting for need at this point?
A lot depends on how the night plays out. But given the way this draft has kind of started to come together, and given the needs, at least perceived or real, of this team, and given some of the prospects that are out there, they're going to take a lineman if they stick at 31, either an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman. I don't know if it's going to be a tackle. I don't know if it's going to be an edge guy. But they are going to reinforce the trenches when it comes to that pick. They're going to take a guy up front on either side of the ball. The only guy who they might be inclined to trade up for, who's kind of a sexy name, is Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon, who is probably going to go in the middle of the first round. But if he starts to fall for some unexpected reason, the Patriots might be inclined to trade up. But my first thought is that, given, again, the way everything's kind of coming together, they're going to go lineman in the first round.
Yeah, Sadiq is interesting because he's like a freak, an athletic freak with size and speed, not a tremendous amount of production. So you're kind of foreshadowing what he could be.
Always a dangerous thing.
Yeah. But it's funny because the Patriots now are in a place that if they took him, I would be, which is really a compliment to the organization. If they took him, I'd be like, he's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like, they're one of the teams that you think they have. Like, if the 49ers take him, he's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? There's some organizations.
Rams. There are a few. I understand what you're saying.
Right. The Rams with their one pick they've ever taken.
I know, but the one guy they got, Jared Verse, was a home run.
Well, yeah, they got Nakua. I mean, they've done a lot of good work. So that is a compliment to the organization that if they took a kid that it's based on projection other than on the field stats, that you would trust them.
Yeah, you get Kenyon Sadiq with a guy like Josh McDaniels and his history of working with multiple tight ends. You figure that Hunter Henry is maybe a year or two away. He's in the last year of his current deal. You need to reinforce that position anyway. You need to get more depth at tight end. Even if they don't go out and get Sadiq, I still think that there are guys in the second day 2 and day 3 that can provide a little bit more depth there. But yeah, Sadiq is the guy who I think they would be most inclined to trade up for if he starts to slide.
Let's say it is an offensive lineman, and you have done mock drafts. We've all read a lot of mock drafts. The latest one has that kid from Clemson. I think his name is Blake Miller, right? Suppose the Patriots wind up with him, And we found out yesterday Morgan Moses is coming back. Does Miller sit? Is he a swing tackle? How do the Patriots play that?
He's a swing tackle. I think at this point he's played a little bit of both. You can also throw a couple other names in the mix there, John, including Max Hennichor, the kid from Arizona State.
That's the one that Vrabel was putting hands on a couple of weeks ago.
He is a really interesting guy. He only started playing football in college. He's a massive guy. He's like 6'6", 320 or something. There's no question about arm length and physical and, kind of all that. He's still kind of a bit of a raw prospect, but he's also a possibility there. I remain fascinated by the right tackle position just because we heard yesterday, as you mentioned, Morgan Moses is coming back for 2026, but I don't know if you can count on 17 games for Morgan Moses again in his mid-30s. I think Morgan Moses did a fantastic job last year, but I just wonder how long you can go with that. And you need to go out and get a guy to kind of reinforce that spot in the same way you needed someone at left tackle last year. So Blake Miller, Max Hennichor, there's a couple other names out there, but those are the two for me that really stand out above the rest.
And that's what's always been interesting to me is that if you take a tackle in the first round and then you get him in the building and he starts showing you something and you go, oh my God, all right, we might have an improvement. It's just, it makes them have to make a decision.
And Fred, it was interesting. I think we talked about this before where that would give Vrabel, who loves Will Campbell, clearly adores Will Campbell, Will's his guy, that would give Vrabel some plausible deniability in terms of saying, look, well, we brought this guy in here and we improved at the position, and that's the ultimate goal above everything else. And so you get a kid in here, you work with him, you put him at right tackle, you put him at left tackle, iron sharpens iron, the bar is raised, all that, and they become a better football team as a result.
Yeah, and that was always the conversation is that, you draft and then he shows up and he wins the position, then that's how you get out of that situation.
Yeah.
All right, Christopher Price, great stuff. Big week coming up for the Patriots. You can read about it in the Boston Globe, which we all subscribe to. It's the paper of record.
Appreciate that, Brett.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, Christopher, it's not a tabloid. All right, Christopher Price, thank you very much. Take that, Callahan. All right, Christopher Price, thank you. We appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
All right, we'll be back.
It's a broadsheet.
That's right. Yeah. We'll be back. Above the fold. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
It's time to delve into the beast. It's time to check out the grades in the beast.
All right, so Hardy and I were sent the beast, which is numbered pages. It runs over 600 pages. But you have to understand that it's also not a regular. Like if it was a regular book, it would be 1,500 pages, because it's the size of a Yellow Pages, like from back in the day, or like an encyclopedia or whatever. A heavy book, kids, is what it's the size of.
You could smash a cyst on your arm with that thing.
Right. But for the first time ever, given my obsession with the NFL draft, I've been given as has Hardy, been sent for free of charge, a full copy in print of the Beast, or what it's called, the Beast. And so I left mine here because it legitimately weighs 5 pounds, and I didn't want to lug it around. And what do I need it at home for? I'll keep it in the station, and that implies that everyone can go about their business and look at it at their leisure. I'm not one to hog it. Hardy took his home; he chose to do that. Mine is in here, and certainly anyone can look at it. But I'm getting reports that Felger and Maz have started when they femininely throw something at the board of draft names.
Right. They're using the Beast as like a backdrop for the paintball pellets or whatever it is.
Very strange way of throwing. I don't know how you can't throw. Like it's just something that you would have done since you could move. In the United States, like you go over to Europe, like if you go to Ireland and you ask guys to throw, like a lot of times they can't throw because they never played a throwing sport. It's all been soccer and things of that nature. Yeah. So like you go over to Europe, sometimes the guys don't know how to throw. But anyway, I've been told that the Beast is being thrown around like a used Jimmy hat.
Now,
they're thrown around. If you want to go back to 1991.
I don't think the Beast is being thrown. I don't know who told you that.
No listeners.
Well, they've got a big whiteboard, and they put the names up on the whiteboard, and then they have these little footballs that they attach highlighters to. That's how they did it last year anyway, and they throw the football at the whiteboard, and I think the Beast is only being used probably by Felger to then look up the name at whatever name is hit on the board.
But is this an effort to mock the Beast?
It's in an effort to mock all those who sweat the draft to the extent that I would say you do, Fred.
Well, how about this then? He can't have the Beast.
You're going to take it with you?
No, I'm going to hide it. And I will tell Joe Murray and I will tell Beetle and Zoe where it is, and then I will leave it and then they'll play ball because they'll want their hands on it.
Well, the thing is,
if I hear it's got into the afternoon show, then I'm going to take it away for everyone.
I would guess that both Felger and Maz were offered up the same hard copy of the Beast that you and I were.
No,
and they just
no, they weren't.
I don't think so.
This was the first year I was ever offered it.
Hey, which show does Dane Brugler come on? Which one?
The one that mocks the draft or the one that celebrates it?
That's correct.
He'll be on this Thursday.
It's true.
Yeah.
Thursday, what time? 12?
9 o'clock to 9:15. Hard out at 9:15.
Thursday,
man this
15 minutes with Dane Brugler.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at Kenyon Sadiq, and again, not a huge amount of production. He had a big junior year, 51 catches for 560 yards and 8 touchdowns. Second team All Big Ten.
It's also Dane Brugler. Get his name right before he comes on the show.
I don't think I've said his name.
Well, Wallach just said it twice.
Okay.
What did I say?
Dan.
Oh.
He comfortably adjusts on the move to snare misplaced throws, but he needs to cut down on drops, especially on easy layups.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it say in the
one-year starter in Oregon?
What does it say in the bold print at the bottom?
Overall, Sadiq has a mismatch creating potential in the NFL because of his ability to out-quick and out-tough defenders. As both a pass catcher and a blocker, he projects as a versatile Vernon Davis-like weapon and has his best football ahead of him.
There you go.
So you're drafting based on a projection with him. But again, with the Patriots, you kind of give them grace.
Okay. Was that supposed to be especially poignant?
Apparently. The head nod says yes. Wow.
Specialists.
Mabes. Is there anyone else you'd like to hear about?
No.
You don't like the draft? Though?
No.
I'm a big fan.
What about that guy Max that Price was talking about? The guy that Vrabel played push hands with.
He's a defensive lineman. I take it.
Trenches with.
Yeah. I take it he's a defensive lineman.
Hatchinor? Does that sound right? I'm sure I'm butchering that.
I am at number 45 of the edge rushers. So
Oh, no, he's an offensive lineman.
Oh, an offensive
He's an offensive
Okay.
lineman.
He's a
Yeah,
tackle?
He's a tackle, yes.
All right.
He's a tackle.
Now you've really done. Okay.
Right nose tackle.
All right. What's his name?
Max. It's IHAN.
Oh, yes. From Arizona State.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, he's got him as the 7th best tackle in the draft. Okay.
Yep.
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
He has him behind Caden Proctor, of course.
Yes.
You have in Caleb Lemieux. We all know that. You knew he wasn't going to do that. And Caleb Tyrion and Travis Burke, he's ahead of. So,
okay.
That tells you everything you need to know.
I mean, I don't have to tell you anymore. He's 6'6", 321. He's still learning how to refine his talent on a more consistent basis, but his traits, I'm talking things like athletic build, balance, quickness, and play strength, form an exciting foundation for a future starting right tackle. He's an ascending player, although he might require a redshirt year, which the Patriots could theoretically give him, and a patient coaching staff as he continues to develop. So not jumping off the page, Johnny, if I'm going to be honest with you. But if I hear that they're manhandling this thing,
well, again,
in order to mock it,
you got to remember to hide it.
I don't think you'd be happy with that either.
You got to remember to hide it.
I don't want to have to hide it, but I think I do.
Yeah.
Because it just seems to be using as a tool in a silly
you
game.
purposely left it in here for all to use, and if Felger, if all he is doing is opening up the beast and reading about players, doesn't that count as using it? Isn't that an appropriate use of the beast?
I don't know if you use the Bible to ollie over in some kind of skate ad. Is that a proper use of the Bible?
And nothing I just described is anything like ollieing over it. He is opening it up and he is reading from its contents.
To mock. Heretic, really, is what he's doing. If you want to get down to brass tacks, he's a heretic. He's taking the beast and he's opening it and he's mocking it. And I don't think it should be used for that. If he wanted to mock the beast, he should have gotten his own beast. But he's too lazy. He doesn't put the work in.
Go back into the beast. Is it true with this Eichenor fellow, there's a hitch in his punch that causes his hands to ride outside the frame?
I didn't want to mention. I didn't want to embarrass the kid.
I'm out.
I didn't want to embarrass the kid. All right? This is a big radio show. He doesn't need that before
He's
he comes
got a
in
hitch in his punch.
well, he's got a hitch in his giddy up.
That didn't work out too well for Bo.
He's got a pig in his poke.
That's like finding a needle in a haystack with these guys, you know? All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Do we have the Jamarcus Russell? We do. How exciting. Jamarcus Russell said a bunch of weird stuff. We'll get into that.
You're listening to Toucher and Hood. Hub.
Big show on the way.
Need a little help getting started in the morning?
It's very dangerous.
They've got the experts.
So, no.
Toucher and Hardy.
No.
On the Sports Hub.
We are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. I was talking about my copy of the Beast, Dane Brugler's epic tome of draft analysis. And I was talking about Felger and Maz. I'm getting all kinds of reports that they're throwing things and making a mockery of the whole thing. Eric, go ahead, sir. Eric.
Hey, guys. So I was getting caught up on the big board on the YouTube clips yesterday, and they were using Felger's regular Lindy's magazine, but I think it was during the centers. Matt hit the same name twice. So Felger did hold up your magazine behind the board, and they threw at it at least once yesterday.
It's no magazine.
Yeah.
It's no magazine.
It's a dossier.
And this is a tome. This is a large book. Now, did you see him hold up a large green book?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Matt specifically said, "Oh, the Beast," when Felger went to pick it up. So you can check the tape on YouTube if you need to.
Well, Fred's giving me a gotcha look.
Well, I just know if it was anything that was in your possession that you would not like that. I know for a fact.
If it were anything in my possession, I wouldn't leave it in the studio for other people to get their grubby little Peter.
Well, I think that you should be able to leave something in studio without it have markers being thrown at it. Don't you agree, Eric?
I do.
Yeah, I mean that's personal property, and I leave it as a gesture of camaraderie. And it's being used to be.
They're not throwing markers at that.
He just said they were.
No, he said he held it up after they hit the same name on the board twice.
Yeah, and then he was gonna. And he said at least one time they threw at the Beast. He said that. That's what he just said.
Yes. He said, you chose to block that out.
Stop listening.
He's like one of these MAGA guys. He's just.
I know. You only hear what you want to hear.
All right, Snowflake.
He's like he's defending the wall, the Felger and Maz wall. Mm-hmm. But they did. They threw markers at the Beast, which isn't nice. It's not theirs to throw.
Why don't you flip through that page by page and see if you can find where they hit a page with a marker?
It's not the point. It's the spirit of it. It's a negative spirit. It's a negative energy that I don't have time for. Really. I don't need that energy.
I know you are very much opposed to bringing any negative energy into the world.
I like a vibe, baby. I'm surfing a vibe.
That ain't you.
Jamarcus Russell was on some podcast called The Raw Room, which Al Cole, obviously, when he threw the rubber away, was all about. That's what he calls his bedroom, is the Raw Room. And you'll recall Jamarcus Russell, he was the number 1 overall pick. He could throw a ball 60 yards from his knees. He had signed a contract with the Raiders worth $68 million. He was a big bust. And he's called by some the biggest bust in the history of the NFL draft, which is probably unfair because there's been plenty of them. I mean, if you're a quarterback or a player that was taken first overall and you don't pan out, that's a bust. Quarterback's the hardest position to pan out at, obviously. Because it's pretty amazing, if you think about it, that there's only one kid in all of college football. So one kid between the ages of basically 21 and 24 that isn't in the NFL already, that they feel for sure could maybe play quarterback.
Well, I'm glad you put it like that. For sure might be a quarterback.
Right. Like, so if you think about it, all the kids, like say Mendoza's 23, 24, 23. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And because he had that COVID year. And so say Mendoza's 23. Think of all the kids 10 years ago, his age, that were playing quarterback. How many 13-year-olds 10 years ago were playing quarterback? They're like 10,000 kids. And then you whittle that down, and that position is so difficult and so unique that one kid that age is deemed acceptable to even have a chance of being a starting quarterback.
And it was blind luck that he got the job that he got. Blind luck he got the scholarship that he got. I mean, it's just odd. And not only the odds long, you have to have luck in addition to that.
Well, that's what's crazy about college sports is that you're analyzing a kid, especially like football and baseball and even basketball to some extent. Like you're evaluating kids before they're even grown.
Yeah.
Who knows? There's some kids, like if you're 6'5", 210, you can throw the ball through a brick wall. Chances are you're going to get a spot in a college. But, I mean, sometimes those kids don't pan out. I'll give you the example of the Milton. I mean, Milton's a freak, but he can't play quarterback. It's just too hard. Like, you can be a pretty good offensive lineman, at least a suitable college offensive lineman based on size. There's a lot more variables, but boy.
And just like a modest amount of footwork and hands and strength,
Right.
and fine. It's like you'll be able to go play somewhere, but with quarterback, it's a whole different thing. By the way, Mendoza, only 22.
Okay. So I know he's a junior, but 22, so he had 4 years of college football.
Did we know he was born in Boston? Is this like common knowledge?
According to the Beast, he was born in Boston.
Yeah.
I was saying...
Didn't spend any time here, didn't?
I can't see it because it's covered in black ink.
Right.
It's been redacted.
Someone just sent me a photo, too, of them literally having it up there as a target. Too. Like a still photo. Look at that.
I love our audience. It's the best.
Look at that. Just random out. There's the Beast right up there, corner of the big board.
There's no way they could hit it because it just requires any adept accuracy of throwing.
Speaking of requisite skills.
Which I'm quite confident that I'm superior at. That is one thing that I will feel that I'm superior at.
I want to flip through and see if there's any marks.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was necessary to have my Beast up there that I left in studio for them to peruse at their pleasure. But it's for information, not for some clownish prank show. They ain't Ashton Kutcher. I ain't getting punked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Jamarcus Russell.
Hold on a second. We actually have audio now of them doing it. Oh, no.
Yeah, so Hardy's defending them blindly.
Oh, no.
He's going to have to eat it.
So he's got to throw again.
Turn the page. See, the problem is there's only a handful of names on that one.
Throw again.
You know what? I'm going to call an audible. I have a athletic, massive encyclopedia. It's a different guide. Because there's only
Beast.
5 names on there.
Okay.
That's so you hit the same name in 2 different places. There's just not enough variety. Mez, if I hold this up over the board, can you hit that?
No.
I believe so. Put a name right here.
Yeah.
So
Hold
one
it
of the-
like this.
One of the big complaints about the big board recently is I'm no longer in harm's way. I used to just hold it up and they used to chuck them at me,
Yeah,
and I
right.
used to get shrapnel. Now I don't really anymore. This is going to expose me a little bit.
Yeah, no, get behind the board. And hold
I'm
it
going
over the
to.
top.
I'm going to. Don't hit my hand.
Now the camera's you're gonna get in the way of the
No,
camera.
no, you're good there. You're not hitting the
That's
camera.
too high.
No, it's not. We can hit that.
Just hold it to the side.
Okay, I can't listen to this anymore. But I'll tell you this is, what's going on? But the thing is first of all, what are they throwing?
Oh, I don't know.
Because why is
A poison dart.
Yeah, why is everyone afraid to be hit with it? Like, what are you afraid of? The pen?
It's a flaming piece of poo.
Now that I'd watch.
It's not a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't know really what you're afraid of. It's like it's not a lot of danger involved.
So you're going to...
People are complaining.
Worst case scenario, you're going to get hit in the hand with a marker.
Right. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the most danger you've put yourself in today?
Is it gonna cut you? No. Is it gonna bruise you? No. Will it raise a minor welt?
Hey,
no.
Doesn't Maz have 2 sons? Like, how is he able to avoid?
But it's Felger holding it, and Felger only has daughters.
Yeah, maybe that's it. You get a son. I mean, you're going to get hit with a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of flying objects all over the place. My God. I have to do these suicide missions with that thing, with playing catch with that kid. It hurts. I hate it. The ball moves. I hate it. I really hate it. Like, I hate it. And he loves that I hate it. I hate it so much.
Chip off the old block. Leans right into it.
It's a way he's superior to me.
Yes.
So, like, it's the whole Freudian thing. Like, he's finding ways that he's superior to me, and he's superior to me physically now, which is he's getting a big kick out of. And I'm telling him, you'll be nothing.
Good.
Enjoy it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You crumb.
Crumb bum.
You crumb bum. No, but he is. He's getting a big kick out of how he's physically. He's taller than me. He's stronger than me. He's like all very happy with himself. but he's no Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell was a freak athlete, and here he is. Please, we are not in the habit of playing the N-word, so there's going to be a lot of beeping. But just suffice it to say, he's an African American, so this isn't some craziness. This is Jamarcus Russell talking about being a bust.
I'm mad as a motherfucker too. I ain't played for 4 years. I'm mad as So don't you think I'm mad enough you come play with me, bitch? I'll get at your ass.
I don't believe he didn't look at the film. There is a story that they gave him blank film tapes and that they went and he doesn't refute it. And they went and they gave him the tapes. And then they said, how were the tapes? And he started BSing about them.
Right. He said, yeah, I got it all. I saw those Blitz packages. Yep, all set.
But I don't know now that I hear him if I believe that. Like when he's studying the Stoics in his philosophy class, I have to imagine he did the reading.
Uh-huh.
Where'd he go? Ohio State?
LSU.
Oh God! Let's not even.
I'm almost 100% sure.
I can't even joke about that.
It's LSU.
had the kid that got like the 0 on the Wonderlic.
That was Morris Claiborne. He got a 3.
Which has to be that you're illiterate. By the way, the Wonderlic is easy. And if you get a 3 on it, you're either just completely blew it off, or you can't read.
Yep. I'm mad as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
LSU.
Yeah, LSU is a real disaster of a school. It's like if you have a diploma from there, how do you enjoy this athletics department you have?
I'm mad as a motherfucker too. I ain't played for 4 years. I'm mad as So don't you think I'm mad enough you come play with me, bitch? I'll get at your ass. You feel me? You don't think I'm mad as a motherfucker home? That shit really done something to me? That you come up and talk crazy, that play with me like I won't do something to you, my like with me?
All right, so he's like, people come up to him, which is stupid. He's still a large human being. He didn't get any smaller being a bust. Like, he's still like a giant of a man, and he's still young.
Playing weight, 6'6", 265.
Yeah,
playing weight.
You can't just go up and insult people. Like, you have to do an ocular pat down and see that someone's very large and very athletic and could, regardless of your jiu-jitsu training that you've done, still kill you with his hands. I wouldn't go up to him and say things. That's just me. I mean, you go up to him, you antagonize him, he hits you. So you sue him, but now your face is caved in, and that's happened to me. It's not enjoyable.
Man, that's harassment. You harassing me?
Oh God, I feel like I got to defend myself.
So it's like, man, hey brother, I'll be a bus, but let me be that at your house. Don't see me out in public. We know what to say to you a lot of times. They don't know how to speak to you. They can't say, what's up, man, and just be cool. Don't come up to me saying, oh, what up, the biggest budget Jamarcus Russell? If you say anything,
yeah, don't say that to him. What, are you out of your mind? Ryan, how'd you let that go? DeMar DeRozan he's not a fan of DeMar DeRozan, apparently.
Don't come up to me saying, oh, what up, the biggest budget Jamarcus Russell? If you say anything.
That's right, a Maserati, right?
Quoting Wango Tango from Ted Nugent.
But bitch, I'm in your mouth, the biggest.
It's because you said.
Sometimes you hear interviewers and you're like, they got it figured out. They're asking the pertinent questions. This is good. It's good that everyone has a microphone now.
They're not just along for the ride and allowing anything to happen.
No, just get a mic and set it up. You'll have a hit show in no time. You'll entertain the audience.
That's just like saying,
but you said
I understand, but get what? That's like saying, when you see me, call me a
right.
I'm a bitch ass when you see me, call me a
I see what you're saying.
First of all, don't call me no bust, period.
But I see what you're saying.
But if you do,
but you said
I'll be the biggest bust, that's cool. But don't come out your mouth.
That's right. Keep interrupting him. That's what you want to do. Very good. Just keep talking over him while he's giving you the only content that's ever going to be shared. You have someone going insane about people calling them out. It's maybe time to take a step back and let the gentleman talk. He seems to be going. You're redirecting him at a point where there should be zero redirection. You're under the no government scrutiny. You can do whatever you want. He can say literally anything.
And he did say something pretty awesome. It's bleeped, but if you've read it, you know what he said.
Yeah, we played it.
Yeah.
That part played. Yeah.
Yeah. Once he says that's when you really step back and just let him go.
Yeah.
Now he's just getting wound up.
There's literally no repercussions for it. You can just say whatever he wants and you just sit there. There's no rules. So there's nothing that you have to like stay on top of him Like, you're going to get us in trouble. So it's just literally not talking. A mute would have done a better interview. It would just hold up a sign going, "Are you a bust?" And then you just go crazy for 15 minutes. You get the clicks on YouTube, you make a little cash, and
You
then
hit
you're on
stop,
your way.
you hit upload, and there you go.
Yeah, that's a little beyond my capacity, but nonetheless, that's what you do. All right, we'll be back. It's going to be time. Hardy, have you leaned anywhere on My Beast, them using My Beast as a prop? You got one, too. You put through – we had to give them our address. Like, we had to reply to the email. There was a little bit of effort that went into getting this.
It required an email reply.
How many corporate emails do you reply to? Not corporate Beasley, like from like PR companies.
No, you
or
can
something
include
like
the
that.
corporate Beasley.
Well, they're usually not to be responded to, but I mean, I usually ignore, because there'll be PR things, and they're like, "Do you want to go to the Box Center at 11:30 a.m. on a Tuesday?"
Yeah,
these
and
aren't to galas.
I've gotten way behind in my emails, but that's one of maybe 10 I've responded to in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I don't respond to a lot.
No, you can't be held responsible to respond to every email.
There's hundreds every day.
Well, there's a lot. No, you can't be held responsible. And there is work stuff that gets put in there. And then guys like messing with Jim Gray, and I need to see that. Plus Blind Scott, no one's taught me how to filter his messages out yet. So I'm still getting a carpal tunnel erasing these things. But it's just a part of the job. All right, we'll be back with the award-winning email segment in just a moment.
show, Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, hi. You been injured? You limping around? That happened at work? Car accident? Well, listen, don't rely on the insurance companies for playing fair. You got to get the great Jeffrey Glassman injury lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. All right, if you would like to email us, it's as simple as going to 985thesportshub.com. It's generally our names followed by at 985thesportshub.com. If you want to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, at Toucher and Hardy, at Hardy985, and only on Instagram, for I cannot handle Twitter, at Fred Toucher. Here's an email that we all got. Will you be now? A lot of people that listen to the show know that I am devour music biographies, especially now that they can be listened to. Because now I'm reading almost exclusively fiction and listening to biographies.
Oh.
Right now I'm listening to the Go-Go's guitarist biography. This is how deep I'm going.
Is that Jane?
No, not even.
Not Jane Wiedlin?
No, the rhythm guitarist.
Oh, my God.
Ask me her name. Ask me her name.
What's her name?
Ask me her first name.
What's her first name?
No idea. But I'm listening to this book. I can
Why?
tell you, she had a rough time with the boys, like a very harsh time. The 70s were not a good time to be a young woman. A lot of these female biographies, horrible things happening to them in the 70s. Anyway.
Is it Kathy Valentine?
Sure. Might as well be. Her mom was British. Her dad took off on her.
All I Ever Wanted? Is that the name of the book?
Did she have like spiky blackish hair? Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right. So I like am aware of all the, I mean, I'm really digging down into it. I listened to a book by the guitarist from Status Quo, a band I had never heard of. And it turns out are incredibly uninteresting because I just randomly Googled good rock biographies and had read them all. Well, this is an email. Will you be reading this masterpiece? This now makes two members of the band that have a Finding a Religion book. And I didn't know that Fieldy, the bassist of Korn, who is responsible for the worst album ever put out by a major record label, Fieldy's Dreams, a album so bad that I had a box of them, and bands would come in and want a copy for the tour bus.
That's all it is.
It's that bad. Fred, you're so negative and so full of hyperbole. I know, and I apologize because it's messages like this that get lost in the storm. I am telling you, in all seriousness, that this album maneuvering through the record process and actually being pressed and manufactured. The Tower Records, when it existed in LA, I was down there, and they had a Fieldy's Dreams like marquee on it. Yeah, this is the best part of it. All right, forget it. I really don't want to hear it. But just suffice it to say, it's really, really bad. He raps. It's all rap, and he has Cheech and Chong on it, but just Cheech.
Oh,
so he has a book called Fieldy Got the Life. But it came out in 2009, and he's also a huge a-hole. So, and you can Google that too. He's the worst. And it's because he's so wildly untalented. That's why he's a prick, which is also very frustrating because it's an insecurity on his part instead of a deserved arrogance. Like if someone brilliant, you'll put up with arrogance. But when they're a real no talent, that's when you got an issue. And I can't tell you what a dick he was. Oh, I hate him. We really got into it. Almost came to blows. Not in a physically imposing gentleman either. No. I can tell you that. I was fairly confident I could hold my own, and I'm a pussy. But I was not afraid of him physically. But here we go. So anyway, it's about him finding faith and recovery in Korn. But here's the interesting part. So he has. This is a tome about his conversion to Christianity and his overcoming addiction. Big on the Christianity. The cover is him in a lightning storm being crucified on base with a cross made of bases, which I'm not guessing is what they want in the Christian community. Is you depicting yourself as being crucified? Wouldn't that be something that you were trying to shock a religious audience with?
One would think. Now, did you already cover when this book was released?
Yeah, 2009.
Yes,
and that's why
just now hearing.
Well, that's why I did the whole thing about all these ridiculous books that I've listened to, is that I was unaware of this even existing, which to most people would sound like no kidding. But I listened to a book by the guy from Status Quo. You've never heard of them, and nor have I. I still haven't. Apparently, they didn't even bother putting their albums out in the United States. And he did a lot of cocaine, but the stories are so humdrum.
So Fieldy put this book out right after Head from Korn,
who did like all this crazy like good work, right?
Right,
Like,
and a lot of the reviews of Fieldy's book are like, why would you do this after your alleged pal wrote a much better and more believable book just a couple years ago? Maybe because you have a huge ego. Not a very believable book, especially when I've seen an interview of him when he appears stoned and can't remember details of the book that he wrote less than 2 years before.
Yeah, so the in Korn this guy he became like legitimately religious and started like rescuing like women that were being trafficked and all this stuff. Apparently he's done like legitimate good work. So I guess Fieldy's plan was he was going to just ride in the wake of that, which would cause no problems, interband problems. I don't even know if Head's still in the band. I don't even know if there's still a band. All I can tell you is that he's the worst and put out the worst album. Even if he was nice, I would tell you this. The worst album ever put out by a major label.
Oh, so the current members of Korn, Jonathan Davis, Monkey, the guitarist, Head is back with the band apparently, Fieldy on bass, and the drummer is, I guess, the biggest difference. But they've got a great drummer, this guy named Ray Luzier, who's legitimately good.
Well, the old drummer of Korn was too good looking. He stood out too much.
Yeah,
he was a blonde beauty. He was a hunk. The other guys are disgusting looking. But I'll tell you, Jonathan Davis is a nice guy. He took me through his House of Horrors.
Oh, that's right.
Hardy and I have conversations about this all the time. Korn did a festival tour, and Jonathan Davis had his den of curiosities that he had, and he took me on a personal tour.
Collection of the macabre.
Exactly. And so it was really uncomfortable because I was with him, and he's like super into it, and he's being really nice. So I'm not gonna, what are you gonna do? Like, you gotta pretend like you're into it. And he's like, you see this painting of clowns? And it's like, yeah, dude, I know. John Wayne Casey did it.
Oh!
And he's like, yeah, right? Creepy. And he's like, look at this. Bam! And you're like, what? It's like, that's like, Jack the Ripper's helmet or something. I don't know. Like, and you're like,
It's a spoon from Spawn Ranch where Marilyn Manson or Charles Manson had his collection of misfits.
Yeah, he had like a lot of art from serial killers, and you're like, all right, dude. Like, and he's so into it, and he's being so nice. I hate like making fun of it, but it was one of the stranger experiences I've had in my life. He's like, because it's like someone showing you stuff you could care less about, and then going like, right, right, and it's not like you're supposed to even be like, wow, this is really great. Like if he played you the new Korn record and was like,
yeah, you could gush over it.
Right, but this is stuff that serial killers did that he's paid for. So how am I supposed to react? Am I supposed to react scared? Or it was a whole mind F. Like, I'll never forget it.
As we've discussed, he has now gotten rid of the collection. Something about having children and not wanting this stuff in his house.
No, I wouldn't want that stuff in my house either.
Right.
No, whether you believe in any of that stuff or not, is it possible? Is there even the remotest possibility that there's some bad energy connected to inanimate things? If there is, get it out of the house.
Well, I mean, there are puzzles of the universe that we have not been able to begin to solve.
Oh, well, let's do that.
I think the trip around the moon showed us how limited we are in our what we truly understand. We like to pretend we understand. So, yes, Hardy, I do not think in any way, shape, or form could you reasonably, without any doubt, cast some kind of psychiatric, at the least, reaction to having serial killer memorabilia adorning your house. Yes, I don't think that that's a good atmosphere.
Have you been, by the way, have you seen an uptick in your moon landing conspiracists on your feed after the Artemis 2 mission?
No.
And so I started getting a lot more of those, and there was a Neil deGrasse Tyson, is that his name?
Yes, that's correct.
Who had the best synopsis of these people, who just said he wasn't mean, and he wasn't just calling them idiots or stupid. He just said they are emotionally and intellectually disconnected. You have gone to a place now where you have just cut yourself off from reasoned emotion and intellect.
I've seen this video.
Yeah,
I know what you're
and I'm
talking
like,
about. Yes,
that's it. Now, that doesn't necessarily solve anything. It doesn't help, reconnect them. But
No.
he said that's what's happened. They have disconnected emotionally and intellectually from the rest of us.
You have to believe that's a need to control, right? Like these things are going on that are like blowing your mind.
Right.
Or these people are experiencing things that are beyond your comprehension.
Well, I still think it's a lot of times it's people where they've fallen on hard times, right? Bad luck at some point in their life, and they have decided, oh, there's nothing I could have done to prevent this. Things and outside forces have conspired against me. What else is out there that is a conspiracy? How else are we being manipulated and lied to? Because look what happened to me. I lost my job 6 years ago through no fault of my own. There's nothing that I could have done. Things are at work. Larger forces are at play, and you just start looking for that everywhere.
Okay, so if they were my friend, you know what I would tell them? I think I could tell them something good. I could say the average age of those astronauts was probably 50. So at 50, they accomplished a dream. So if you start today, change your outlook, who knows what you could accomplish? Every day is a new day to accomplish something. You're mired in the past. Why don't you look at the age of these people? I mean, they're not shutting down. They're experiencing new things. If they can go to the moon, even in a dramatic recreation, you could certainly,
It's
get a GED.
A wonderful message, Fred, and I say it to Wallach almost every day. He stands up out of that chair, he tucks his tail feathers, and his shoulders drooped and his head hanging. And I say, John, what do I say to you every day, John?
I don't know. What do you say to me every day?
I say, you are the author of your own story. What page will you write today?
Yeah, it's inspiring. It's every day, Fred. That's how I get the energy.
It's an autobiography.
That's how I muster
You were the
up
star
the
of your own film.
That's right, John. What page will you write today?
I muster up the energy to move on.
That's right.
with my life.
No, you got to do better than that.
Oh,
John is just not trying to get through it.
Oh, we're trying to write things.
Yes.
John is not plagued with these existential crises. He's just, you put him in front of the tube and put a game on and he's okay.
Yeah. There's something else?
Yeah.
Mid-April baseball. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, he's not going to think about dying until like the minute before he dies. He's going to just be like,
wait a minute. Garrett Crochet's pitching tonight. I can't be involved with this.
yeah, like he's going to be in a hospice. He's going to be like 101 years old and he's going to be like,
Looking back.
must see first pitch.
What's your problem?
Right, exactly. Phil
Any final
died.
thoughts? I don't have any thoughts. I'm just laying here.
Life was bliss. I didn't think about anything.
Wasn't all that bad? Wasn't all that great? It was just here.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the best scenario you could end with. Is just all kind of was pretty good. You know?
It was fine.
Yeah. No complaints. I mean, that's really the way to go.
I did some stuff, you know.
Yeah. Played that Muni I just thought everyone
Yeah.
would know the name of.
I had that juicy tumor, but I got back out on Sassafras Trail. It was all right.
Sassamon Trace, damn it. Get that right.
John said Sassamon traits like we were all going to stop in our tracks and know what he was talking about.
It's Hardy
He didn't
does.
even bother
That's-
saying golf
I
course.
played it.
Hardy knows. He knows.
All right. We will be back. Here are the headlines. you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, everybody. We are Toucher and Hardy. Hello. Hello. John, I made it up to the end of DTF St. Louis.
Is it worth it, or is it just something you had to complete?
The ending isn't bad. It's just that if I'm supposed to relate to the characters, I don't, which I guess is good. They imbibe this loneliness in the ways that they try to overcome the loneliness that I can't overly relate to. That's all.
All right. Well, Fred, you're never lonely when you wear a Whoop. And I say that because Whoop will sometimes use your data and sometimes share it with the world. Now, especially so with Rory McIlroy, who is an investor with Whoop, and he was wearing a Whoop throughout the Masters, and they released some of the data from Rory's Whoop. Sunday alone, how many steps do you think Rory took?
Well, I read it because I'm on the Whoop mailing list. I mean, we all Rory and I are part of a team.
John?
I sent you this story, so I know the answer to this.
All right, let's.
We're all too informed.
Yeah, I know.
Apparently, but I was very impressed with his resting heart rate for the week.
Yeah, this is odd.
Between 47 and 49 beats per minute.
Okay.
That's like an elephant.
I know. That's like a top athlete. I can tell you my resting heart rate from yesterday if you would like to hear.
Sure.
60.
That's pretty low, too.
Yeah, it's very good.
But, but I mean, if that's pretty good for my age, what's McIlroy, like in his 30s? Like,
Yes.
I mean, he's performing like a intense athlete. I was surprised by how many steps he took. He took over 25,000, right?
24,000.
All right, which does surprise me because obviously I've played golf with a pedometer on before. Because every watch pretty much that's not a good watch has a pedometer in it. And I've checked the statistics, and I've never come anywhere close to that. I don't know if I've ever had a day where I've taken 24,000 steps.
I mean, like on vacation, sightseeing, walking everywhere, not taking cabs. Yeah, probably get to that.
Didn't Forsberg tell us he took like 15,000 or 20,000 a day or something
I thought
like
the goal
that?
for him was 20,000.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Well, he's going to be in tomorrow, so we can ask him.
Also, Rory has a strict routine during the season.
15,000 is my most.
Most ever?
Most since I've had the Whoop on.
Rory ingests no caffeine after 2 p.m., which...
What about the DCs?
I know. I mean, I have caffeine 20 minutes before.
Well, I stop at dinner time.
Last meal, at least 2 hours before bed.
That's what the Whoop says.
Yep.
Yeah, they say that's big time. Big for
Magnesium and theanine.
Yeah, be
for
careful.
Sleep quality.
Yeah, be careful though.
You might go right to
because
sleep.
if you're like LBF, it will just knock you out.
Well,
if you have the magnesium.
I picked up a jar of those NyQuil Pure Z's.
Yeah.
The gummies, and I thought, whoa, these are really going to knock me out. I look at it, it's like magnesium, and there's no drugs in it.
No, it's like
They cut it with seed oil.
That's right.
I'm like, man.
Well, all the over-the-counter stuff that's even chemical is just Benadryl. It's like just an ingredient in Benadryl.
Oh.
I mean, it can make you like a little sleepy. The thing about LBF that I thought was so funny when she said, I'm taking magnesium and it's knocking me out, is that if magnesium really knocked you out, they wouldn't sell it. Like, if magnesium could knock you out, even if it took 5 bottles to knock you out, people drink mouthwash in order to escape reality. If a vitamin or a mineral had the ability to knock you into unconsciousness, It would be abused more than any other substance in the history of the world. You wouldn't be able to find it at CVS, I can tell you that.
Yeah, whatever qualities it possesses, if it were really that strong, people would be crushing it up and cooking it on a spoon, and doing some.
They'd be mixing it with Coke, so they just balanced. You know, that's what I found funny about that. Is it knocked me right out? No, it didn't.
Magnesium and a Red Bull. That's a yuppie speedball.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, things maybe on the downturn in Boulder, Colorado, because the attendance for the Colorado spring game is falling once again. Went from over 47,000 in 2023, and this year, 17,500. They've lost 30,000 attendees at the Colorado football
Oddly
spring
enough,
game.
when you go 3-9, people stop showing up.
Yeah, not quite the recruiting kick that they thought they were going to
You notice those Dion videos have kind of trickled to a stop.
Well, the problem with Dion as your coach with recruiting is that kids get paid now. So Colorado can't afford to be playing around with like Michigan and Ohio State and Alabama.
Well, I was there a little over a year ago, and they still had like the Coach Prime sweatshirts in the bookstore for sale.
So I saw a graph, and I think there might have been two programs that the men and women's basketball outspend football in FBS, and it was Connecticut and Kansas. And I'm not positive about Kansas, but Connecticut's men and women's program spends more. And it's tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
More on the men's and women's basketball than they do on the football. But if it was two schools, Kansas was the other. If not, then it was just. But if you have both a football and a basketball program, and the amount of money Michigan and Alabama spend on their football programs, the amount of money they must be pulling in, we're talking about $40 million a year on the football budget. That's insanity. I mean, it's ridiculous. College basketball is better than college football. Kaboom, I'm leaving with that. I'm putting my hands up. Hot take, you wanted it. Boom, 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 boom. They're coming from all over the place.
Kaboom!
Hide the beast.
Well, if Felger touches it today, I'm going to kill him.
Just hide it. Or take it with you.
You're going to take matters into your own hands?
I'm going to beat his ass.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it here almost as like bait to get into my cage.
Smart.
What if Felger just laid me out? What if Felger just like, what if I came at Felger and he just like got me in an arm bar?
He's remarkably fit.
And he got like me in an arm bar.
You know what he is? He's wiry.
Yeah, he is.
You are. He's skeletal. All right, very good. No, I would never touch Felger. I love Felger. All right, that'll do it for us. I'll leave the beast. Don't touch it, you guys. Zolak, you may touch it. The beast. It's being abused by the afternoon show.
Sounds like a metaphor for something.
I know.
All right, there you go.
Oh, by the way, do you hear Matt scream when he throws?
No.
Oh, man!
Yeah, he's a fan of making a loud noise.
Remember when Hagen's got called up? It was an orgasmic moment.
I mean,
yes.
When was the last
Echoes
time
are still bouncing around in the room.
Yeah, usually men more solemn. Yeah. All right, that will do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Touch her and